verified sources. Not slogans, not distortion. No spin. Every claim gets cross-checked. Double check. Context, added facts in force. Locked in. Expanding minds, expanding scope wider. What women know, what women see. Pay attention. Information isn't neutral. Never was. Access shapes possibility. Welcome to Yellow Canary. Mind me. We are going into the mind. Step in. The Yellow Canary is gonna sing. If the air is toxic, I'm singing. Welcome to Yellow Canary. Mind me. We are going into the mind. Step in. The Yellow Canary is gonna sing. If the air is toxic, I'm singing. Gertrude on the screen, signal clear. I Gertrude. First warning sings before the fear. Early. Track the language, track the impact. Track it. Show exactly what it does and who it moves. Mapped out. Welcome to Yellow Canary. Mind. Welcome. We are going into the mind. Another way. The Yellow Canary is gonna sing loud. If the air is toxic, I'm singing. Always. Welcome to Yellow Canary. Mind. Welcome. We are going into the mind. Another way. The Yellow Canary is gonna sing loud. If the air is toxic, I'm singing. Always. Welcome. Welcome to Yellow Canary. Mind. We are going into the mind. Welcome. All the way. The Yellow Canary is gonna sing loud. If the air is toxic, I'm singing. Always. Yellow Canary, we expand minds, expand. We document systems, like we think called on record.
Hey y'all. All right, so welcome back. So it's not Let the Men Talk, which means that the queue is open for everybody, not just men. We have our regular rules of the day, 2-minute max per go, no over talking, no personal attacks, no personal stories. The rules do also apply to the women. Please, women also, no over talking, no personal attacks, and no personal stories. All right, the rules apply to all. The rules apply to all. And it's not because I don't want to give favoritism to women. I do. Y'all overstimulate me, right? The over talking overstimulates me, and there is no difference whether it's a man that's doing it or a woman that's doing it. That shit is still overstimulating. All right. Somebody sent me a video where somebody was having a conversation about how there's no such thing as an independent man. And I thought it was really interesting. One of the things that they said that an independent woman, like a working woman, husband and wife, the man goes to work and comes home to a cooked meal, and the woman goes to work and comes home to cook a meal. And that is why men are not capable of being independent, and that's why they're always going to leech off of being attached to a woman. And the reason they have to always leech on women and be attached to women is that they don't know how to be independent. So when we have these conversations about being an independent woman, independent woman, they shun the independent woman so much. It's not because they hate the independent woman. It's because they're incapable of being independent men. See, women were already capable and already actively taking care of their home, right? They were already actively cooking and cleaning and doing laundry and all of these things. We were already actively doing that stuff, and adding work on, like going to a job, is really not a big thing. And if you talk about Black women, we've always been doing it both, right? We've always been going to work and simultaneously taking care of our home. The men are the ones that don't know how to do it. They don't know how to cook and clean for themselves and handle their own laundry. And if they do, they can't wait till they could get a woman to do those things for them, because they don't want to be independent. They want to be dependent on women to forever, right? And this is why when a man findeth a wife, he findeth a good thing, but we never have any conversation about what it is that a woman gets when she finds a husband, or when she's found by a husband, right? So what is really the benefits for women? And I'm asking this question all the time to men. What is the benefit that a woman gets from being with a man? And they always say, provide and protect. And they can't prove to me that they protect. And honestly, we don't necessarily need them to provide so much anymore. Honestly, they're not providing like they're paying all of the bills. They're really being roommate kind of situation where, he pays some of them, you pay some of them, and you pay, and you think it together. Well, I can avert all of that shit by just having a goddamn roommate. And then they're offended when we call them roommates, but they want to do roommate behavior. So at day's end, the question, especially that I'm going to be asking the men, hopefully when they come up here, is there such a thing as an independent man? All right, so we've got Sen up here first, and then we'll go to Yoruba Gold. Sen, you've got the floor.
No, there is no such thing as an independent man. I can't even think of what that would look like. Basically, it's just like so you can't be living off of your mother. You can't be getting help from your wife. You can't be getting help from daughters or sisters. Like none of that stuff. And half of these fools can't even fill out an application without their help. I mean, let's call a spade a spade. You know, you ask, I bet any kind of money, if you just go and just stop and you tell a dude, quick, what's your address? He couldn't give it to you. You have to be like, think about it for a little bit. You know why? Because it's his wife, his girlfriend, or somebody filling out the goddamn application.
Lord, if you ask him what's his mama's phone number.
Man. Oh. Ask him what, like, hell, if he have kids, what school your kids go to? What's the name of your kid's doctor? Like, stuff like that. Like, yeah, that would be. Now, don't get me wrong, fellas. I'm sure there are 3 or 4 of you out there in this world full of billions, but we ain't gonna focus on those.
Thank you. All right, let me check in with Yoruba Gold. I know she's on the coffee cup, but she might be hearing us. There she is. Yoruba Gold, you've got the floor.
So we're talking about men capable of being independent men, right?
Yes, that's the one we're on right now.
Yeah, they are capable of being independent men. You know.
Do you see it
And,
in the real world? Do you see men being
oh,
independent? You see
oh,
that
I
shit out in the
see it.
wild?
Oh no, I see it. I see a lot of independent men all the time.
So there's
But
nothing that they need to lean on a woman for at all.
I mean, they do need to lean on a woman. I'm just
Then they're
talking.
not
I
independent.
thought you meant independent in terms of like finances. That's what I thought you meant.
Yeah, well, listen, when we talk about an independent woman, she's doing more than just her finances, right? She's managing whatever's going on in the family. If somebody dies, she's the one organizing the funeral. She's cooking, she's cleaning, she's working, she's
Well,
seeing after the children, she's managing everybody's birthdays, she's managing
well,
how.
that's not. When I hear independent women, I don't think cooking or family or kids. Independent women are usually women that got their shit together. They're probably single. They're probably like financially healthy. You know, probably don't got no kids. That's what I think independent women is. I'm not seeing children,
So
marriage, and all this extra stuff. So
so it doesn't have to. I don't think that I mentioned marriage or even a man. I said her family, right? Like family is more than just the motherfucker you sleep next to.
so I
Right?
just see
Family
like a
is your
single
mom,
successful
family is your
bachelor.
sisters, family is your brothers. If you have children, family is your children. Family doesn't have to begin and end with the man you're laying with.
That's not what I'm saying. When you said independent men, I'm
Mhm.
just thinking men that are like bachelors, they have their shit together, probably still looking for a wife. I'm not seeing this extra stuff. Like when people say independent woman, they're usually just single women, got a job, got their own little apartment, have a good social life. That's what I'm seeing.
Right.
I'm not hearing this other like family, kids, all this extra stuff in there. So that's what I thought you meant by independent men. So,
So
and I do see a lot of men that have their shit together.
independent simply means that you don't need anybody else to help you with your shit. Right? Whatever your shit may be. Right? So your shit may be kids or maybe your shit isn't kids. Your shit may be a mother that you have to take care of.
Well,
Right?
clearly there are a lot of independent men out here because they clearly are signaling that they don't want women and they don't be treating women well, and they're not, so clearly a lot of these men don't really value women like that. So that's
So
my answer.
not treating women
Oh,
well.
I gotta go. This is
Okay, have a
exhausting.
great one. So I guess she's a runner, right? She was like, "Oh, I have to go. This is exhausting." So she felt exhausted because she couldn't shrink the narrative into whatever she was already thinking about. So I'm not gonna call her a crash out. I'm gonna call her a ran. So we're opening with one runner right off the bat, and I'm so sad. It's my fault. I didn't get a chance to play.
Lord, don't pick me.
There she is. There she is.
Gertrude's so thick. Jesus Christ.
Yes, I made her thickums.
Same thing. I was
I
like,
made her
wow.
thickums, and if you look in the mod chat, there's another character in there that's not for us to share because she's not gonna be that character is not gonna be introduced for a couple weeks. But I gave the mod people a little heads up on the other character. Yes, Miramel, it was absolutely odd. That was really strange. Let me commercialize for myself as I see my regular people are trickling in. I'm going to start, and I have it in the mod chat. I have it in Canary Club. I want to start turning the Canary Club chat into the subscribers chat, and of course the moderators can stay in there, and obviously if you're in there and you're not a subscriber, I'm not going to boot you, but I want to start encouraging or giving access or whatever it is to everybody that's a subscriber to join the Canary chat. A couple things happen in there. Usually it's just some chitter chatter and some change and some sharing of videos, usually any updates that are happening with me. If there's anything that I'm gonna be doing, I usually will put it in there as well, and then it's kind of like nice and cool for us to chat with each other. Also, as soon as I go live, it automatically throws the live link into that Canary chat. So if you're a subscriber and you're not already in the Canary chat, please let me know so I could send you the link. And I'm going to, over the next couple weeks, be doing some sub-only lives as well. So Monday, I'm going to be doing a watch and review and then a decompression sub live afterwards. And y'all know if I said we need a decompression sub only live, it means that I'm about to traumatize people. So the topic series that I'm gonna do is Black massacres across the United States throughout history. All right, so the first one that we're gonna do is the one from Memphis in 1866. We have a YouTube video to watch, and I actually have the congressional hearing documentation from 1866 for us to look at, which literally describes from the 170 witnesses that were there. We won't read all 170 witnesses' testimony, but we'll read what the summary was, and then we'll go in and read some of the accounts. And then when we're done with whoever's talking on the panel, I've blocked about 3 hours for that. I'll end the live and I'll start a live that's sub only for us to decompress and talk about it and how, all of whatever feelings that we're feeling and commentary that we have. And you're right, we haven't had a sub only live in a while. And I like to do that, especially when I'm doing triggering topics. So that the people that are typically feeling like they're just comment cousins, and I don't want to say just, but they only want to stay in the comments, that there's a space where they feel comfortable to come up and voice. And that's typically what ends up happening in the sub only lives, right? The people that are like, I'm not really a panel person, whatever, they feel comfortable because we're small. There's usually only going to be like 20 or 30 of us in there, if even that much. There might even just be 10 of us, and that's fine too. But yes, definitely Monday night, we're going to do like I said, the Memphis massacre. We'll watch the YouTube video on it, and then we'll go to the actual congressional documentation, read their overview of it and some of the witness testimonies from 1866. All right, and then we'll go sub only. So with that, let me go ahead and pass over to Prairie. Yes, I remember you became a sub because of the child marriage series. So I'm going to do that series. I am tinkering between whether I'm going to just do it once a week on Monday nights, or if I'm going to do like maybe Monday, Wednesday, Friday, or Monday, Thursdays in the evenings. I'm going to keep my Let the Men Talk for in the morning time for a little while. I don't know. I'm going to figure out a schedule. We'll see what goes on. But anywho, enough with announcements for enough with the church announcements. Let me give the mic over to Prairie, sweetheart. You've got it.
Are men capable of being independent men? No. And you know what? I'm going to take women completely out of the equation. Men are not capable of being independent men amongst other men. This is the first time I've ever watched it. My fiance got me into watching Love Island for this season. She says, I really want you to watch it as someone who really loves sociology and can't stand men. And I said, okay, I watched it. These guys immediately picked the two most mature men in the house, and how they mistreated each other. They could not mistreat these two men, and they actively tried. One, I'm going to say that his behavior towards this very mature man bordered on SA the entire 6 weeks until his girlfriend was like, no, enough. Like, I don't want you to keep doing this to him. I don't want you to keep coming around him and being in his space. Like, men cannot be independent of the boys club. Like, they can't be independent of the boys club. And when you have two men who will not participate in misogyny, out of what is it, like 8 guys, you have 2 guys out of 8 guys who will not participate in misogyny. They will step aside and move on. How do I put this? When they see you mistreating their partner, they go and they talk to their partner about it and like, hey, I don't like this. I actually really think that how he's behaving is weird or gross. I don't like this thing, and I want to talk to you about it because I can't go talk to one of the other guys. When they come into contact with healthy men, like genuinely healthy men, like Jeremy, why Jeremy gets under the skin of so many guys is Jeremy defers to us. When he's like, that felt weird. What did that feel like to you? They don't like men like that because they can't cling on to that man. Eventually, that guy's gonna be like, all right, enough of you. Fuck off. Get away from me. I'm good. And they can't be independent of that thing. So we're doing one at a time, right? Yeah. So
Yes.
they can't be independent. Also, it was very weird what Europa said earlier. Like, well, they're financially well off. Most BLK men, and this is across the entirety of all the BLK men, only make about $3,000 a year more than BLK women. That's most of them.
$51 a week. It's a Uber Eats meal.
Exactly. Like, do you know how much I spend? Okay, I had to break it down to a guy. I said I spend about $400 a week just on gas for my pickup truck. Like, you saying that you make $51 more a week than the average black woman isn't that impressive to me, when that doesn't do anything. That's not even a fourth of my tank. Like, that's not impressive. But like, it's not. Like, I spend over $400 a week just on gas for my pickup truck. Okay, whatever. Um,
And when they do those calculations, they don't include all of the women that may at that moment be on like maternity leave or they're actively enrolled in school full time. But they also don't, so they include women that are on maternity leave, and they include women that are actively full time in school and only working part time, but they don't include men that are in jail. Because if we're saying
exactly.
how much do black men make as an average, you need to include the men that are in jail, that are making 65 cents a week, saving up to buy a cup of noodles at the commissary.
Yeah. Thank you, Savvy. I appreciate that. But okay, so let's also talk about men are on the least amount of leases. We have what is it, T? He comes up and says it all the time. He's in his late 40s. He's never been on a lease. Never been on a lease. In 46, 47 years, he's never been on a lease. He's lived in his vehicle more than he's ever lived in a home in 46 years. Like, that's not abnormal. I know lots of men like that. And I'm saying completely unanecdotally, like statistically speaking, a lot more men would be homeless if women stopped letting them move in with them.
Agreed.
We know this.
Absolutely.
When you look at certain places that say you have to make 3 times what your rent is, most guys can't make that on their own. Like, they can't. Alone, they can't do it. So we're saying, okay, if women are majority of leaseholders, women are majority of the mortgage holders, and if we are saying that women are the majority of the people who are purchasing vehicles and actually keeping them. Now, listen, you might be driving a Nissan Altima with bald tires, but baby, you got your own vehicle with your name on it. It's yours. So if we're taking those three things, just those three things, babes, you're completely incapable. You are a non-factor. You're bad code. I land.
Thank you. Let's move on up to Jen, or AKA No. The floor is yours. We're still on Are men capable of being independent men? What are your thoughts?
So I think they are capable. But I think they've been socialized to believe that they don't have to be. And I think that they, because of the socialization, um, they often tie their ability to be independent. Um, they tie that to their male validation, right? So for men, I think that they place having a spouse or having a girlfriend or something like that as part of them being a man. So if they decide they don't want to have a wife or a spouse or something like that, or they don't pursue that avenue, then they get talked about as being weak, or they say that they're suspect. You know what I'm saying? So I think they're more than capable of being an independent man. I just think that because society has told them that's not a good thing, that they have veered in the other direction. But I mean, there are plenty of independent men. There are lots of men who will never marry. They may still be out here dating or whatever, but they will never be with one woman or settle down or do any of that stuff. Some of them won't even have children. And the definition of independent is really about being an adult and being able to take care of yourself. And men absolutely can do this because they will live um, with just a limited number of things, right? So you go into a man's apartment, and he doesn't have a bed frame. He's sleeping on the floor. Um, he doesn't have a microwave. You know what I'm saying? He's putting his stuff in the oven. So the bare minimum of stuff exists with them, and so the whole idea that they can't be independent men, I think they can. I think they just don't want to be. You know what I'm saying?
So
Like,
even those men that you're talking about that are bachelors or whatever, you don't think that they've got some woman somewhere, whether it's their mother or their sister or their baby mama if they have children, or their daughter herself if she's an adult, or even a teenager, like doing shit for them?
no, because obviously they're sleeping on the floor. So
Well, listen, they mama don't care that they sleep on their floor because they mama don't come to their apartment. Their mama, they only go to their mama's house. Their mama don't come to their house. Let's be
but
honest. They mama do. Listen, uh, sons that don't have wives or a woman that they live with, they mamas don't come to their house. All right, they go to their mama's house. They mama do not go to their house at all.
okay,
They don't
that's fair
welcome.
enough.
You know what I'm saying? What do he do? Cook Sunday dinner at his house?
Yeah.
Like they don't. They mamas don't go to their. They mama don't know they sleeping on a mattress on the floor. If their mother knew that they were sleeping on a mattress on the floor, their mom would buy them at least a bed frame. You know what I'm saying? Truth be told,
Yeah.
overwhelmingly, like even the single men, like I hear single men that have their own apartment and stuff talk about what they can get from some lady that they're fucking right now. Oh yeah, so she usually pack me up some dinner and stuff. They'll call them on the phone like, "What you cook tonight, babe?" You know what I'm saying? Let me sling by, right? Like you offering dick for dinner all the time. They are
Yeah.
consistently offering dick for dinner, right?
That,
Like, hey,
you
did you
know,
cook? Let me swing by. You know I miss you, sir. You coming over here with quarter soft dick asking for what I cooked. Come on. I think they still don't be independent.
but well, I mean, I mean that can be what you're saying is absolutely true. To a certain extent. But you still have the outliers. You know what I'm saying? You still have like that rainbow dude, who has this wonderful place and he's taking care of himself, and he's single. So I mean, you have those outliers. That's why I said they're capable. Most of them, they just don't want to do it. You know what I'm saying? And it's like society has told them they don't have to. So that's why they feel the need to lean on everybody else, you know?
Fair enough. Let's move on up the
I'll
let's
end there.
Fair enough. Let's move on up the chain. I cannot say your name, so tell me how I should say your username properly. What is it? Viozi Friesen? I'm not sure because when you guys don't have a space in between, I don't know where one word begins and where the other one ends.
I
So I
think
don't.
it's Voice of Reason.
Oh, it's a C for voice though, so it messed me up. Right? So like when y'all don't put like an underscore or some or you know what I mean, something in between to let me know where one word ends or not, it messes me up because I'm like Viosia Friesen. You know what I'm saying? I'm using all the letters, but I don't know where to enunciate. But okay, voice of reason. Are you ready to go? I'm gonna send you an invitation to come off of mute. All right, I'm gonna presume he's not ready at this time. Memphis, you could go ahead.
All right. Am I supposed to answer all three or just the first one?
No, we're just on the first one right now, and if you could give us your age. I didn't ask the ladies at the bottom because they're here almost every day, so I know who their age is actually
Okay.
already.
I'm 37.
Okay. So we're on are men capable of being independent men?
Oh yes, yes, 100%. Um, Now, like kind of to piggyback off what No said, they're capable, but if they just like everybody else, if you have somebody that's gonna do it for you, they're gonna get somebody to do it for you.
Do you think
But
they
yes, men
seek
are capable of being independent.
do you think they seek somebody to do it for them? Because I think it's one thing if you
I
haphazardly
believe
have somebody that'll
everybody.
help you out,
I
but
believe,
like
yeah, I
they
feel everybody kind of does. Cause let's be real, nobody wants to work. If everybody could have everything done for them, we all would. Nobody wants to go wake up every morning and go punch a clock or go work for a living. We all want the easy life. So if we find somebody that's foolish enough to let us lay on their couch or drive their car, give us their tax money, and we're gonna take it. You know. But if we don't find that person, best believe we can do it for ourselves.
oh y'all, it's giving the song. Y'all remember it's been a long time since I played um what is it? Lead for the Winter. It's been a minute since I played Lead for the Winter, but it's giving Lead for the Winter. So we're gonna have a little musical intermission for Lead for the Winter, and y'all tap the screen. Oh my
I want
god.
to clarify. I actually love working. I want to. No, I don't. I don't
Go
agree with that at
ahead.
all. I
All
said
right.
I very much enjoy working, so I don't. I will not agree with that.
Yeah, like can't I don't know. I listen. Oh my god, I swear. All right, here we go. Let's tap the screen. We're gonna listen to the lyrics, y'all. Y'all tap the screen. Let's get it going. Lord have mercy. Leave for the winter. We'll tap it up.
Girl, I ain't got no job, no plan, no degree. No training, no hustle, just you and me. All I need is a woman's love and a PS5. A warm little house to keep my dreams alive. I ain't gonna cook, I ain't gonna clean, but I'll love you down like a king and queen. I'll eat your fruit snacks, sip your juice box too, but I'll text you, baby, when we run out of the blue. Yeah. No, I just wanna lead you for the winter. It's getting cold outside and I just need a bit of warmth. Yeah, yeah. Girl, I can light a fire with my whisper. Let me melt that frost, keep your body from the storm.
Tap it up, y'all. Tap it up. Tap it up. Share the live on the
Lead
thing.
you for the winter. Hold you tight till the cold is gone. Yeah. It's getting cold outside and
I just need a bed to warm.
Hey, don't you worry, baby, don't you stress. By the springtime, I'll be causing mess. When the robins sing, I'll be acting up. And when the summer hits, I disappear, good luck. But till then, girl, let me be your man. You broke little blessing with no real plan. You got the house, I'll bring the charm. You got the heat, I'll bring these arms. I just wanna lead you for the winter. It's getting cold outside and I just need a bed to warm. Whoa. Yeah. Girl, I can light a fire with my whisper. Let me hold you till the frost is gone. Ooh. Whoa. I just wanna lead you for the winter. I can keep your body safe from the storm. Hey, it's getting cold outside. It's getting cold outside, and I just need a bed to warm. Whoa. Yeah. Girl, I'ma dry your bath, get that water right. Use your credit card just to buy you a surprise. Pick you up from work in your car, oh no. Ran out the gas, but I still made the show. You the queen of the castle, I'm the king of your couch. Hey, you pay the bills, but I leave the house. Hey, got a dollar, but I got that drive. Just a man trying to love his way through life. I just wanna lead you for the winter. It's getting cold outside, and I just need a bed to warm. Girl, oh, girl, I can love you like a sinner. Pray forgiveness when the spring is born. Oh, I just wanna lead you for the winter. Then I'll be gone when the leaves turn green. Yeah, it's getting cold outside. It's getting cold outside, and I just need a bed. Just a April, baby. Keep me cozy, girl. You got heat, I got heart. Don't kick me out. It's still March. Just a April, baby. Keep me cozy, girl. You got heat, I got heart. Don't kick me out. It's still March.
It's been a long time since we needed to play lead for the winter, but I just felt moved to play lead for the winter today. Let's go on up. Boom, welcome up.
Voice is back.
Peace and love. Peace and love.
Boom, we're on, are men capable of being independent men?
Yeah, of course. If you know about Move 9, they revolted against the government. Living off the land, and independence is when you don't depend on money and you depend on your inner self, and you're able to live off the land. So if you don't know how to live off the land, if you're not good with horticulture and stuff like that, and cultivating the land, then you're not independent, because that means you depend on money to take care of yourself and stuff like that. Independent when you depend on the land and you can live off the land. If you don't know how to live off the land, you're not independent, because you depend on money. And if they freeze your account right now, you kind of messed up. You gotta probably come talk to me and my other friends that know how to grow and stuff like that, and you come get some food from us. And you're to be dependent on us.
You
But
still
independence
have
is
to
when
pay for the land, though.
pay for what land?
Land is not free.
Pay for what land?
The land that you're living off of.
No, you're not paying for the food that's coming from the land.
I know, but you can't have the land to live off of if you can't pay for the land, so you still need money either way.
That's why I
Because even if
describe
you
Move
own
9.
the land, you still have to pay the taxes.
Yeah, that's why I describe Move 9 to you. Move 9 is the movement that they revolted against the government in Philadelphia. They lived off the land. Right
You
here in the
know
projects
something?
in Philadelphia.
First of all, I can't even believe that you're mentioning that group right now, because they're on my list of like, I'm starting a series on Monday, Boom, We're going to go through all of the massacres of black people throughout history, starting with the one in Memphis in 1866. So we're going to watch a YouTube video. I actually have the congressional report on it with all of the eyewitness accounts, etc. It's like a 200 something page report that the government did on that day, which then actually led to the Civil Rights Act of 1866, right? So we're actually going to do that. And the last one of the series that I plan to do is actually about MOVE and them their bombing of Philadelphia. So it's actually quite crazy that you mentioned that today.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's going to be the last one of the series. So I'm going to start with the Memphis one of 1866, and the bombing in Philadelphia is going to be the last one. So the Memphis one is going to be Monday night at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you guys are interested in coming, it'll be a learning live that day.
You doing that right here? I want to see that when you do that move now. I want to see that.
Well, I'm not sure, because let me tell you something. When I Google searched, I Google search, give me all of the massacres of black people in America. Literally 20 of them came up. 20. So I don't know if I'm going to do every single one, or like if it's going to be 20 weeks from now, or if I'm going to do 2 or 3 a week. I haven't decided yet. So just so that we could get through it. But the last one is, I know the first one and I know the last one, and I haven't confirmed which ones I'm going to do in between yet. But the last one will be that one about MOVE and them bombing the basically a city block in Philadelphia in 1985. So, wow, that was unexpected. That was actually very unexpected. All right, let's go on ahead on up to AJ Sanchez. Are men capable of being independent men? AJ?
Oh, sorry about that. How you doing? See, that's kind of like a complicated question because
Why?
it has many different ways you can take it. But I'll just say, yes, men are capable of being independent.
Do they exercise that capability? Are you encouraged to exercise that capability? Or are you encouraged to get a woman to do some labor for you, whether it be your woman, your wife, your daughter, your mother, your sister? Y'all out here giving out dick for dinner and stuff like that.
Yeah, it depends on the situation, because everyone is different.
Well, let's talk about what's common. What's common is request, like you're a single man, you're not married, giving out dick for dinner. Is that normal?
You're not married.
You know how dick for dinner go. Hey girl, what you
in
doing?
my
How you
case-
doing? I ain't seen you in a minute and stuff like that. You cook anything? What you cook? You know, be rocking that damn kitchen. What? Chicken and shrimp and grits and whatever. Yo, let me slide by. Yeah, that's dick for dinner.
Okay, see, I would never personally do that. Since that's just me, though. I wouldn't
You don't
do
think
that.
that's common? Dick for dinner?
It may be common, but from my perspective, I would feel like I'm freeloading. From my perspective. Yeah, but I understand that there's perhaps some guys that like to be taken care of that way. I'm more of a traditionalist. Now, here's another part. At the same time, it's like if you're broke, like, because right now I'm kind of broke. I don't think there's anything wrong in temporarily being broke as long as you get out of it. It's not like a permanent thing.
Is there a woman that's helping you out while you're broke?
No, but I do have family members that help me out, if I ask. I'm
Are
lucky, I
any
guess,
of
in
those
that
family
sense.
members female?
No.
Okay, so they're all men. Okay. I mean, whatchamacallit, Prairie said that it doesn't matter. Y'all can't even be independent of men, so it doesn't keep talking about you not being independent of women. You can't even be independent of men. Prairie, I see you got your hand up, baby. Go right on ahead.
Okay. For the men in the comments, or on the panel, if any of you have ever worked blue collar jobs, right? Like especially construction. Actually, I'm going to stick exactly to construction. The loncheras, the lunch ladies, the ladies who they cook meals or they serve meals um at the construction site. You guys try to fuck them so you can get free meals. You guys be bringing them roses. I know this because I own a construction company. I also own the lunch truck. So when you guys are trying to fuck my employees, I take that kind of personal, okay? Um, when you guys try to fuck the lunch ladies for food, for cigarettes, for energy drinks, any of the things that I sell on the truck to my employees, that's asking a woman to take care of you because you guys spent all your money on beer and scratchers and whatever other weird ass shit that you did. Or the fact that, we have a tab, right? So at the start of the month, you start your tab, and then in the middle of the month, 15th, you have to pay me back your tab, right? So you guys are not even offering just dick for dinner, you're offering midday dick for lunch. Sweaty, unwashed dick for lunch. Like, that's a thing that we know is happening. Sweaty, unwashed man balls for lunch. Again, most of my employees don't know that I own the food truck. And they don't know that. But like that's a thing. The amount of dudes who are offering his cock meat sandwich for a lunch is actually really, really high. Like that's one of the things that we're saying, AJ. And I'm not saying that you do. I don't know you. I'm saying that that's a thing that like men do. The amount of guys who I know, I employ them. And because they don't live in employee housing, I don't know how they're living, but I know a lot of guys when I go into their house as their boss, I'm like, bro, why do you just have an air mattress in the middle of the floor and an empty water bottle? Like, you guys are just living like dogs, like cretins. You don't have headboards. You use the $3 pack of toilet paper. Like, you see what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying, AJ?
And Prairie, how many of those unwashed balls have you taken?
Prairie's a lesbian, so it'll be
I'm a
0.
lesbian and I'm their boss.
Okay, so you never, because you sound like you speak with a lot of experience about that. I mean, I don't have any experience in that regard, but
Because I'm, one, a lesbian and these are my employees. I would not ever, and I would not ever. Like, these are my employees that are
okay,
trying to get over on the system by fucking the lunch ladies or fucking their way through not having to pay for life.
okay.
They
See,
like, you see what I'm saying?
in my case, I can only speak for me. And like when I used to be with, when I used to date a million moons ago, I don't think I've ever got to that point where I would say, look, if I want to get with somebody, if the lunch lady or whatever is attractive, then obviously I'm going to try to make a move. I'm attracted. But be, would I ever get with someone because I'm trying to get like food? I think I'd have to be in a pretty.
If you were fucking the lunch ladies, would you expect to pay for food?
That's a good
You
question.
see the pause? You see the pause? Right? If it was automatically like, of course I would pay for food. What are we talking about? That's the business. Like, that has nothing to do with the dick I'm giving her on the side. That's why we be thinking you're giving dick for dinner or dick for Lunchables. Right? Because the fact that you're fucking her makes you think that the food should be free.
It's I'm trying to think if it turns into something like obviously like a long term relationship, then like if she's gonna cook for me or I'm gonna cook for her, but I still probably would pay for it though. Honestly, I wouldn't be like, hey, let me.
It took you a long time to get to that answer, sir.
Well, I mean, I have to think about what you're saying. I have to try to simulate your mind and your thoughts, not just what I say.
I know a guy who sucked dick for cigarettes. Like, and he's like, I'm a straight man, but I was completely out of smokes, and he sucked dick for some.
$20
When you
is
guys start
$20.
saying stuff, it makes me, it makes me question things. I'm like, I dip. Not anymore, but I used to dip, and I would never eat pussy for some dip. Like, that's, you gotta draw a line somewhere.
Y'all, Does anybody else have anything else to add to are men capable of being independent men? I mean, y'all could come up with whatever conclusions you want. If the answer is yes, I'm seeing no displays of such, right? Truth be told, we got dick for dinner, dick for lunch, dick for cigarettes, right? Overwhelmingly, men are finding ways to get other people to do labor for them. It's typically a woman. It's typically the woman that they're fucking, or their mother, or their aunt. Like, a lot of times, even men that have children that they don't live with the mother, like, when it comes time for them to have time and spend time with their children, they really actually just drop the kid off to their mom and call it daddy time, right? So abuelita has the kids, and he's like, yeah, that was my weekend, right? Well, what am I gonna do? You know, my mom wants to see the kids, right? Sir, you still pawned off the labor of watching the child to somebody else, right? Like, overwhelming, like, a lot of y'all are not filling out your own applications. You never wrote your own resume. Some lady did that shit for you, and you didn't pay her. You probably offered her dick, right? Pretended that, you know, you were interested in her in some way or whatever, and after the resume was done, so are you, right? Like, these are the type of things that men are doing all the time. Like I said at the beginning of the live, what brought me to this prompt was a video that one of my followers sent me a video, and the lady on the video said there's no such thing as an independent man, right? She said a husband and a wife. The husband goes to work and come home and get dinner. The wife goes to work and comes home to cook dinner, right? Like, and this is the shit that's seen as normal, and because y'all always are leaning on the labor of women, you'll never be able to be independent. You are bred to be dependent on women. You're bred to be dependent on women. It's kind of sick. It's kind of sick. You know what I'm saying? But if anybody else has anything to add on the first one, go ahead, speak now. Otherwise, we're going to move on to the second prompt. All right, I see somebody new came up. So let me see what he has to say.
Fucking dip. Like, that's crazy. Like,
RC, you have something to say about the first prompt before we move along?
Yeah, I'd like to say it's come to my attention that we do be a little incapable, like capable where we're I'm not helpless, but yeah. Being an independent man is not something that we can't. And it's only because we got so much capacity for excellence that it requires other like hands on deck.
If it requires other hands on deck, it's not your capacity.
how much to block RC? How much?
Chill.
$100. RC,
Stop.
RC be expensive. That's $100. If you
cows.
said a full
She
block,
$100.
$100 to my cash app.
full block?
A full block,
No,
$100
she
to
got
cash
it.
app.
Don't.
RC, I'm gonna tell you, I know the price now. Tread fucking lightly. Don't come up here and do no fuck ass shit. Cause I got it easy.
I was trying to
Don't
give
come up here and do
y'all
fuck ass.
flowers and acknowledge how
But $10 to the cash app,
helpless
you
we
could get rid of
seem.
them for today.
Nah, it would be permanent. So let's just keep that. Listen, that's where we are right now, bud. Let's just work from there.
Okay. Listen,
She done had me blocked for the longest.
you were in the block cage for a while, right? We shook it up and let you out.
I think I'm talking about Prairie specifically, and I would have bought a cow. Like I'm a cow buyer because I heard about you. We cool. We ought to be, but on the real,
My
like we're a
disdain
little
for you
bit.
has nothing to do with my business. I could sell you a cow and still think that I would love to kick you off a cliff.
You
Don't
ain't
get
got
it twisted.
you ain't got $1,500 for a cow. Just make it stop.
Oh Jesus, Nazareth of Christ.
How much,
That's the
Prairie? How
best
much is
part.
the
Like
is the price of the
buying
cow?
it, like the when she broke that shit down. That's the most efficient way to do it. And there's too many people over here that got meat in deep freezers that we do.
Absolutely, yeah, $1,500 all day long. I mean,
That's
I
what
can't
I
disagree,
that's what I know
but
the general price to be. $1,500 for the whole cow.
And y'all don't do no what you call them zip them vacuum seal bags. Y'all don't do that, do it?
yeah, we send it to you in
Oh,
vacuum.
it's yeah, boom.
Yeah,
But
where you
it's
gonna
like
fit a whole fucking cow in your house?
There's like 2 fucking deep freezers in here. Girl,
I
stop
don't
playing
know
with me.
that 2 is enough. Do you know
I
how
don't
big a
need the
fucking
whole. You
cow
think you
is?
think people buy a whole cow for just themselves?
Okay.
It's 15. It's probably like 12. There's probably like 10 people that would go in on that, but it only
Fair.
take like 4. Last time we did it was 6 people. Last time we did it was 6 of us.
Remember, it's being you're putting in parts, not the whole thing. It's the whole thing, but it's in parts.
Yeah, families do it all the time. I ain't gonna hold you. That's just a normal business when you got somebody, when you got to connect. That's like a butcher and all that, or a farmer,
What
and then
is
you just have your own
Passport?
butcher.
Why are you crashing out in the fucking comments? Chill out. Like, you're doing the most. Ugh. RC, you know this Passport dude?
No, I only know like feminist women.
So,
The
like,
kitty
he's...
diddler.
So, Passport...
Passport's the kid toucher.
I don't know if
Ain't he
he's
the
a
kid
kid toucher
toucher?
or not. What I do know is that he's in love with me, and it's a problem, right? Y'all ain't gotta block him. I'm entertained
Oh,
by
I see
him.
what you did there. Yeah, I handled it. I packed. Yeah. Hey, we'll fight for that. Red dress. Yeah.
Yeah,
If
he's
you're in love, yeah.
absolutely in love with me. And then, so what happened with him one day is he was coming up here and he was crashing out, whatever, and he was just losing his mind. As soon as he got on the panel, he's, fuck you, yellow, la, 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 whatever. And then I was like, yo, do you find me attractive? Like, is that what's going on? And he paused for like the longest fucking time. Yeah, that's what it is. Like, because he's in love with me, he can't behave himself when he gets around. Sooner or later, he come on here. Let's see. Here, I'll rotate him for boom. They're like the same shit. Go ahead. Watch. Go ahead and come up, Passport. The spot's made for you. Go ahead, Passport. Is there something you'd like to say about the prompt?
Yeah, I'm nervous. I'm gonna drop his camera on. I don't know what's going on.
I was trying to show her my money,
RC.
you jealous ass nigga.
RC, I thought you
Jealous ass black
I
man.
thought you was gonna be protecting me, RC.
I was gonna show
thought
you some
came
money.
here to provide and protect.
Then get these broke niggas to show you money.
RC, I thought you were gonna
Get
be
them to show you
protecting me.
then.
Like, what the fuck?
Get them to show you. They ain't got shit.
Would you like to address the prompt, Passport?
I want to show you my money.
Would you like to address the prompt, Passport?
I want to show you my money first.
I don't want to see your money. It's not
Why
for
not?
me. It's
Why
not for
not?
me, so fuck I want to see it for.
It is for you. Look at that.
Okay, send it to me.
How much you want?
2,000.
Put me on the big screen.
No, just send me the money. I don't need,
Let me,
I
I'm
don't
gonna
need to be on
put
the
so I
big
can
screen.
show this is real.
Send
It
me
ain't
the money
monopoly
first. Send me the money first.
What's your cash app?
The Cash App is yellow. Is it the Yellow Canary?
I don't
think it's
remember. I
Yellow
ain't gonna
Canary.
remember that.
Okay, here. Y'all put my Cash App in the comment section for him.
I can't remember.
got
Look, girl, look all that money got for you.
How you gonna send it on Cash App if it's in your hand?
Wait, where they money at for you?
Listen, send the money and stop.
Where they
acting
money
up.
for you? Where they money?
Listen, just
Where
send-
they money for you? They ain't got
Where's
shit
your
to give
money
you.
for me?
Right here.
Okay, but it's there and not in my account. What am I supposed to do with that from there? Like
I have to
it doesn't see
deposit
it?
this in a bank.
Now I gotta
Girl.
wait for you to deposit it. It's Yellow Canary 00. You want me to send it to your DM?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna send it to your DM.
Well, how much you need?
I told you 2K.
No, you gonna get $50 for starters, and then when your ass act right, then you get more.
You don't even have it in 50s. They're all in hundreds.
Right? Then I give you 100. Then shut up.
Okay, give me 100.
Okay, and then you act right, you get more.
Okay, sure,
You promise to act right?
sure.
No, you not. No, you not. That's a lie. You
Passport,
ain't
I would
gonna
like to
act
apologize to you.
right.
1 second, Passport.
You not gonna
1
do
second.
nothing.
Meet you. Passport, I would like to apologize to you. I thought you were someone else, and I thought you were the kitty diddler, Passport.
There's
For that
another
one
one too.
thing,
Yeah, there's another passport.
yes, yes, for that one thing, I do offer my apologies.
No, but don't get him twisted. He usually come up here and be like, "Fuck you, fuck you, you," whatever shit it is that he normally says. But you could go ahead and send me some money. My Cash App stay open. Passport. You can go ahead and send me some monies. I appreciate that. Thank you. And I'll even say hello to you when I see you pass by before I drop you. All right, let's get on to number 2. Do boys need a father? What are your thoughts? I'll start at the top and go down. Passport, do you actually want to answer the prompt, or you just want to be up here next to me? I'm going to take that as you just want to be up here next to me. Go ahead, AJ. Do boys need
You
a
got
father?
me. You muted me.
I did not mute you.
I'm talking and you muted me.
I don't know who muted you, Passport, but do you want to answer the prompt?
Yeah, I was reading it. I said, are men capable of being independent men?
Okay, go ahead. What are your thoughts?
Do boys need a father? Women are better off with women.
Mm-hmm. So answer either of the top 2. We didn't get to the bottom one yet.
Okay, so the top 2 are men capable of being independent men? Yes.
So
Do
without seeking assistance from women at all, no dinners from other women, no pussy from other women.
Yeah, because a lot of men live
not
in the
your
wilderness
mama
a lot.
helping, none of that.
Yeah, a lot of men live in the in the desert or in the forest. You know, they forge a life there, and they're alone.
In the desert?
Well, in the forest, and in some cases in the desert, in tents. Yes,
So they live in the desert in tents.
they will. And
The
they'll
only
eat
desert
off the
that I
land.
know that men are have
They'll
anything
eat
to
off
do
the
with is
land.
the desert
They'll
that they be
eat
turning
animals,
women's pussy
they'll-
into. That's all I
Huh?
know. The only desert that I know that men deal with is turning women's pussy into desert. Dried up. That's the only
What's
one that I know.
wrong with you? You're mentally ill for you to say something like that.
What makes you think I'm mentally ill?
For you to say something, you're smarter than that, and stop being like that.
Which men are living in the desert?
You know, you just being rude.
Let's
you
Google
smarter
what's
than
the
that.
population
You're
of
just
the
being
desert.
rude. You're just being rude. You're doing this on purpose.
Okay.
You're not that dumb.
Sir, the
You
desert.
know what I'm talking about. You know exactly what I'm talking about, but you just angry about because you're heartbroken.
Who broke my heart?
Men in your life that you dealt with.
Do you want to answer?
You're
the
very
second?
heartbroken. You're very bitter.
Okay.
And you know you smarter than that. You know men can live in the forest and
Sir,
forge out
you
a
said the
life.
desert. That's why
They
I was
can live
like,
in the desert too, but you want to focus on the desert. See,
that's
you're
the first one you
smart,
said.
but you're smart. You be doing that to try to cover up
Cover up what?
justification for your heartbrokenness.
Okay. Send me some money and mend me my heart.
No, see, there you go again. You being rude.
What do you mean?
You being mean.
How am I being mean to you?
You know exactly what you're doing. You ain't stupid.
Listen, I said send me some money to mend my
Out
heart.
of all the women on TikTok, I give you one thing: you ain't dumb,
Thank you.
and you know what the hell you doing.
What am I doing?
Playing games.
With who? How?
Everybody.
Who do I play games with?
Because you hide yourself, your real self.
I'm right here.
No,
I'm always
you
on
don't,
camera.
You don't let nobody know who you really are.
Why would I do that? It's a dangerous place
Because
out here.
you don't. You won't.
I get death threats.
You're
Like you
very
think
private.
that I'm lying? I get death
I don't
threats. I
think
get
you- I
threats
just
of
think you
violence. I don't want
embellish.
to release who I am easily.
I think you embellish. I think you just private. You're private.
Listen, I gave you my Cash App. That's not private information enough.
Oh my God. And you're very controlling.
Who do
So
I
forgive it.
control?
You're very controlling.
Who do I control?
Everybody.
So you mean when I'm hosting?
Yeah.
You mean when I'm hosting?
You
When I
are
go over to other
controlling.
people's panels, I don't be trying to control their panels.
I'm not
When I go
saying
over to
it like
Pretty
that.
Intellectuals house, I don't try to
You have a
control her
very,
panel.
you're very controlling.
First of all, y'all like that
It's either
shit.
your way or the highway.
Well, listen, the
Well,
highway will get you somewhere.
nowhere with you.
Listen, the highway will get you somewhere.
No, it won't. Not with
So
you.
it's not no problem. You say my way or the highway. I'm telling you, the highway go all kinds of places. Where you want to go?
I see. You're
The
smart.
highway will get you from
You
Jersey to
smart. You
California,
are
from
smart.
Chicago to Texas.
You are.
Listen, you don't have to choose my way. The highway go all over the place.
Look at your heart. Your heart's so deep down in there. Nobody will ever dig it up. Your heart's so goddamn deep down in there. Nobody. You'll never be able to dig it up. Not with you.
Listen, Sin got my heart.
Sin,
the one at the bottom there, she got my
You'll be
heart.
digging for 20
Ask
years to
Prairie
get
and
your
Jen. I've
heart.
been chasing Sin,
You'll
trying
be
to give her
digging
my
for
heart
20
for
years
months.
to get to your heart.
Right? Ask them, they'll tell you.
Your heart
Sin,
and give her your pussy.
listen, Sin, Jen, haven't I been chasing Jen? Oh Lord, Prairie and Jen,
Yes.
haven't I been chasing Sin for months, trying to give her my heart? What are we talking about right
You
now?
don't give nobody that. Give me a break.
Yeah. I mean, your old
This
creepy ass
woman
need
is
to hush.
brilliant. She ain't a fool. She
Like
is
a dog
sneaky.
on a bone.
She's
They
sneaky.
said like a dog
ass
chasing
need
down
to
a bone.
hush.
She's passive
Listen.
aggressive.
I'm gonna catch her one day.
She's clever.
Sin gonna give it
Ding
to her.
dong.
I don't know when.
She
but
knows
Sunday.
exactly what
Just
she's
start
doing.
acting like you don't like her. Just start acting like you don't like her. That's how
I
you
love
take it.
her.
Oh,
You don't know who I like or not. I don't like you.
See, you ain't gonna speak up for yourself, Sin.
Just start acting like you don't like her, and then Sin will
so
like
you
you
think she
immediately.
wants to do the chase? That's what the problem is that I keep chasing her.
You don't understand love.
Yeah, she wants
None
you
of
to.
that. Y'all don't understand love and how it
wants to
cultivates
pursue
and how
you.
it starts. Y'all
That's
don't know.
what. Shut your old ass up.
Shut up, punk.
Shut up, bitch.
Jealous.
Listen, I'm gonna throw the conversation to B-Jen. B-Jen, how you
Yeah,
doing?
go ahead. Just go ahead, honey. Go on with the conversation.
Now I'm honey. Yesterday it was fuck you, bitch, and today it's honey.
Baby, you know I love you.
Lord have mercy.
And when I send you that cat, you gonna tell him I actually did it?
Yeah, I will. I would
No, you won't.
absolutely.
No,
No,
you
I would.
won't. I don't believe you.
I would absolutely tell everybody.
You
that
say,
sent me
okay, he
money.
gave me. You go. If I send you the 100, you gonna say he gave me 100.
Yes, I would.
No, you won't.
Why wouldn't I? Why would I pretend?
That's all
that
I
you
want you to
didn't?
do.
Okay.
So how can I prove that you did that? That you would do that?
I mean, I don't know
Oh,
how to
Yellow,
prove
I
it in the
forgot you
picture,
like to
but
let the
you
men talk.
also
I'm not
have
talking to you. I'm talking to her, man.
Listen,
Come on.
sir,
I
you
would talk
also
to
Anyway.
have the screenshot that you sent it to me, right? But I have no problem to tell everybody that you gave it to me, but you also have the screen. At that point, you have the receipt. You have proof that you did it at that point. If you send it via Cash App, you have the proof that you sent it.
Hey, B-Jen.
Hey, Prairie, how are you? I haven't seen you in a while on a panel. How are
I've been
you?
watching your videos and liking them and commenting.
How
That's
come
what
B-Jen stuff
Really?
don't come up on my FYP?
Because it's nonsense.
FYP is trauma. Because your FYP is fucking trauma.
My FYP
The
is
shit
not trauma. My FYP is
is.
puppies, Mom Dami.
Mm-hmm.
Did you see? Okay, listen.
Lust.
Political side note. Did y'all see that Mandami said that if Netanyahu touched down
He gonna arrest
in New
him?
York, he gonna arrest him?
I've never
Girl,
been.
because I have been on
Savvy is the only trauma on my FYP. She's the only trauma on my FYP, and even her videos don't pop up on my FYP. I gotta actually every couple days I go looking for Savvy's videos like purposely, or I'm in her whatever it is where like the person that owns it could talk to you but you can't say shit back. She has one of those things, so I'll go in there and I'll click on one of them and then I'll just go back and like and watch and comment on whatever. Like
So
the
y'all
different
just
days.
run your mouth. You don't care about money. They're
Sir, we
irrelevant.
already established. Just send me the money. Like, I don't even know. You say you're gonna send me the money.
Oh my
I
God,
asked
he
for
wants attention
2,000.
so
We all the way
bad.
down to 100 now at this point. And then if I would say that you did, and I said yes, absolutely, I would tell everybody that you sent me the money.
Tell the
Yellow.
moderators not to turn off my mic.
Oh my god. Yellow, I have a question. Do you
Tell
think
them
like one
that.
day you'll host a panel? Because I've
They
been
not
on
giving
like
you no money. They not
Hold
gonna
I've
give
been
on,
you
on
shit.
sir.
passport. Stop.
I've been on like threads fighting for my life because people keep saying like the
They not gonna.
DSA is like anti-black and
That what
class
is?
reductive. The DSA is like anti-black and they're class reductive. And I'm like, I'm mostly being fought by Democrats, and I'm like, so are y'all saying the Democratic Party is not anti-black and class
So
reductive?
yeah, so I actually joined the DSA. I'm supposed to be like my first DSA meeting is like the newcomer meeting is next Wednesday, July 22nd at 8 p.m. There's like a Zoom, whatever. I actually joined my local DSA. And here's where I feel about the anti-blackness, right? I think out of strategy, not out of emotion, out of strategy.
Yes.
I think we need to stop being worried about which party is anti-black, because they all are, and vote for which party is going to actually help us. So even if the help is inadvertent, right? Because if they make college free, even if they're anti-black, inadvertently, black people will get from
Will
that.
benefit.
Yes,
That's
will
what I'm trying to
benefit.
tell people.
Even if they're anti-black, but they get universal health care, inadvertently, black people will benefit. So I'm not going to vote on a party because they're not anti-black, because all of them are anti-black.
And I feel like when I talk to Democrats that are like anti-black, most of it is around like, it's like, oh, we really have to deconstruct capitalism, because most of it is like, well, are they going to give us, are they talking about reparations? Are they talking about this? It's just like,
Y'all
do you
not
not
talking about
realize that the
reparations.
party, the policies that they want and what we are addressing will help black people overall? That the democratic socialist political thought was created by black political thought? Like, I don't understand, like, what the policies that we're talking about, these have been the policies that black people have said for decades would help our people.
So who do they want you to vote for? Republicans or regular Democrats?
Democrats.
They want
Because
you
the
to.
ri-
So you trying to tell me that corporate Democrats, because that's what I call them, corporate Democrats are not anti-black, but DSA is anti-black? And you want to use reparations for the conversation? Show me the bill that y'all wrote up for reparations first before we have this conversation, because regular Democrats, corporate Democrats, have so many people in power that they could have drafted a bill by now, right? They've been
That
in
part.
power for the last 30 years, one way or another, whether they have, power that actually, to push things through, or simply being there. I'm asking you, where's the bill that you drafted? Because if y'all didn't bill a draft and you've been in Congress this whole time, you've been in and out of the White House, you've been in all of these different places, and you've not drafted a bill yet for reparations, don't talk to me about DSA being problematic and adding reparations to the conversation. And I'm the wrong one, because I'm not getting reparations anyway.
But then I'm also like, when y'all talk about reparations, you just want to give his money back to these people? Because like, we don't control any of the resources, we don't control the means of production, anything. So we get all this money, we're just going to give it right back to these people. However, we're not actively investing in these things that will help our community. Like, what you would use the reparations for are the policies being proposed by the DSA. And it's just like, it's so frustrating, because in Texas, I live in Texas, the conversation I'm fighting with black Democrats is like, oh, James Tallarico has to earn our vote. We're not really going out
Ooh, talk to
vote for him.
Talk to Sen.
But then I'm just like, hold up. Y'all are saying James Tallarico has to own your vote, but when leftists say Democrats have to own our vote, we have to earn our vote, we are being harmful and we need to practice harm reduction. And it's just like, do you not see the hypocritical stance there? Like, you want us.
No, I don't see no damn hypocritical stance. I see, because both of it is the same. But Tellerico, they gerrymandered the sister out of her goddamn district, and that cheese face bastard ain't said shit about it.
But the person
One
running
damn
for
thing.
Jasmine's district, here's the thing that's interesting. The man that's running for Jasmine's district is actually much more progressive than Jasmine's is. He's a black man.
Jasmine's district doesn't exist.
I thought that they said that the person who was running for her, the man that's in
The
her
district
place.
doesn't exist
No,
anymore. They
it doesn't
gerrymandered it out of
exist.
existence. It doesn't exist. That's why she ended up running for the Senate, because she would have stayed in the House, but they gerrymandered her district out of existence, and in response to them doing that, she ran for the Senate.
Hold on, let me research something.
And he ain't said dick about it. Now, why wouldn't he say anything about it if he was so, progressive and about the people and pro-black? He ain't say nothing.
Hey, Canary,
Yep, I'm here.
can I ask you a question?
Sure, ask
I
it.
don't want to derail the conversation because I think this is a great topic to talk about, but I kind of been quiet for the last 10 minutes because I see
Go
your
ahead,
prompt
what would you
says,
like to say?
well, is Passport Guy still in the comment section down there?
I don't see him crashing out, so he's probably gone.
Ah, damn it. Okay.
Yeah, 'cause when he's in the room, he spams the comments. He's like, "You're loveless. Nobody loves you. You're heartbroken." And I'm surprised he came up here and was so nice to me, because normally he usually is "fuck you" is my hello. Normally when he comes up, he just be like "fuck you," and I'm like, okay, so do you want to answer the prompt? So, but he has like a very weird crush on me. It's like he's angry that he can't get to me. It's weird. It's a weird thing. But I don't know why I don't block him.
I thought he was some kind of like digital pimp or something because I'm like, why is he flashing his money on? Like, what is
This
he
is
trying to?
new. This just started happening yesterday with him putting the money on the screen. So I think he thinks maybe he can attract me with the money, but I'm just going to take the money.
That's smart.
I'm
Just don't
gonna
say it
take
out
the
loud
money.
though.
I say that shit out loud. Like, if you send me the money, I'm just gonna take the money. Now you don't even have to say like I lied or misled him. You know what I'm saying? Like, sir, what do you want me to offer you for your money? My time, attention, and affection. You better get a prostitute.
Yeah, I think he wants something else though.
He can want whatever he wants. Like, but if he send me money, I'm just gonna take the money. I'm gonna order sushi on DoorDash and eat that shit online.
Right. Okay. Yeah, I was gonna ask you if you can bring him up to the panel but that's all right. He's gone. You said, right?
He's gone because he doesn't stop typing when he's not. If he was here, he keeps the comments rolling and rolling and rolling with his bullshit. He's a
Okay.
crazy person.
Well, I don't want to derail the conversation. I'm gonna go on mute.
You okay?
All right.
Okay, so we were in the politics though, which I don't mind chatting about politics any day of the week, most of the time.
I'm sorry, I derailed the conversation. 'Cause I
It's
was like,
okay. It's okay. Though, listen, me and Sen have been debating the Tallarico situation for what, like 2 weeks now?
Yes.
I gave up.
She won.
But there is something about him. Like, the ancestors do sit in my chest and they be like, something about this man.
Hi everyone, George Stephanopoulos. Thanks for checking.
Gives real, like, the nice slave master. Like, there's something about him.
But
that
what's
just
your
don't
other
fit.
option? And this is the question that
Exactly.
I keep
Like,
asking.
I'm going to vote for
Sen,
him. That's
what's
the
the
thing.
other option?
It's like I'm going to vote for him, but I feel like when people I feel like there's multiple conversations about Tallarico. It's like, okay, when people put forth their opinions about Tallarico, how much of this is just like challenging his actual policy or just being upset about it not being Jasmine? Because we also have to challenge some of her policies. But more importantly, when I'm like engaging with Black Democrats, I'm like, do you not see how this party really didn't rally behind her? Like, I truly believe that they wanted Tallarico, and they were upset that Jasmine didn't sit down. Like, this is something that there's multiple conversations that needs to be having here, but they don't want to have those other conversations.
So okay. I'm here for challenging the Democratic Party and the bullshit that they do, right? I'm simultaneously feeling like we are in an emergency space where the worst Democrat is better than the best Republican. And as we sit in the space of the worst Democrat is better than the best Republican, I just don't know. Like, it's when they talk about like there being a time and place for everything, whether or not this is the time and place. And it's not a you need to shut up thing. It's not that. I don't know. Like, it's just so hard. It's so hard.
It's not, Yellow. It's not. The thing is, I feel like the thing about the Republicans, right, that makes them so insidious is that the people that is currently in office right now are idiots, but the people on the back end are very smart, right? Like, I remember when the rise of the Tea Party happened, Republicans were acting like they're a fringe group. They don't represent all of us, but they were happy to be like, but if they can get us some seats, we're going to do everything we can to get them in here.
They
MAGA
put one
is
of
a
them
child
up
of the
for
Tea
vice
Party.
president.
Yeah,
Right?
like
That
MAGA is the
whole
child
thing-
of the Tea Party. They knew who to exploit. The Democrats are trying to eat the socialists alive, and it's just like
Correct. As opposed to
these people
grabbing
gave
back
you the
the
game
left.
plan.
So and there is something very insidious about that. Go ahead.
You said they're the people to exploit. So we got one party that's just like, they're telling you to hush, shut up, be quiet. But then they're exploiting their people.
So I will say this.
Exploit was the wrong word.
No, exploit was the right word. The Republican Party absolutely exploits MAGA. Let me say this. The Republican Party exploited the Tea Party. They intended on exploiting MAGA, but MAGA got bigger than them. I don't think that the base Republicans, the OG Republicans, expected MAGA to literally take over and eat up their entire party. I don't think that was their expectation at all. I thought they were a fringe group that they could exploit and say all the right things to, and we'll grab their poor white votes. Right? I think that's what they believed. They're like, because who is it that is in MAGA that the historical Republicans would exploit? You've got poor white folk and minorities that wish they were white. Right? That's a great group to exploit. Poor white people and minorities that wish they were white. Right? Mexicans that can't be convinced that they're not actually white now. They've been here long enough to be white. Like, nigga, when I look at you, you look real indigenous to me, sir. But you think that you're mostly Spaniard, so you think that you're white. And meanwhile, then they turned around and took your abuelita and sent her back to Mexico City. Right? The black community, same kind of thing. You got these black men that just hate themselves and wish that they weren't black. The fucking Uncle Ruckus coons of us that are running around talking about some I'm blacker, because you think that you made it to whiteness and you didn't. And my issue with black men, and I'll say this shit every time, black men want to be white men while acting like white women. Because they want to be celebrated for mediocrity while flapping on the floor like Caitlin Clark. So yeah, those were the people to exploit. On our end, I don't know whether or not DSA is somebody to exploit, but it is absolutely somebody to make them feel welcome, because we're supposed to be an umbrella party to begin with. At least that's what they say. I don't know. Any of y'all could jump in.
Yeah, I think you're pretty much on point, actually, Canary. I have to say that you're talking about back at 2016. It's tough to say because we all saw it firsthand what happened, right? Like, I got to be honest, I voted for Donald Trump. I just got to put that out there.
Which time? All three?
No, just back in 2016 and 2024.
Okay.
Yeah, but back in 2016, you're right. It was the established Republicans thought that this MAGA thing was just like a kind of a fringe thing, right? And I think they were really surprised by how much it grew, that it absolutely overtook the party of the Republican Party. So the established Republicans had no choice but to kind of become MAGA.
And kiss the ring.
Exactly. So you're 100% right about that. As to the poor white people and Mexicans that think they're white, I have to say from my perspective as a Mexican guy, the sentiment at the time was people were absolutely freaking fed up with the establishment. Like, honestly. Like, whether it was the rhinos or whether it was the Democrats, the sentiment at the time was, God, we can't stand politicians. We can't stand these smooth talking, rehearsed, polished,
So
suit
y'all
wearing.
prefer the men that told you to drink bleach to get rid of COVID?
But remember, that was 4 years after 2016. We're talking about at the beginning of
You
2016.
forgot that the man
No, no,
told
no.
you to drink bleach for COVID? Or to
I didn't
take
forget.
hydrochloroquine, the hydrochloroquine?
Ivermectin.
Yeah.
Ivermectin. Yeah, ivermectin. No, I didn't forget. See,
But this last election, he most definitely was a criminal
And he was
before
a
being
criminal.
elected.
Absolutely. The Epstein files were already being talked about, but we don't expect y'all to give a shit about young girls being raped on an island. We don't expect that, right? Because at the end of the day, why would you? Who the fuck cares as long as it's not your daughter, right? Thank you. Hydrochloroquine. Thank you. Yeah, B-Jen. I know. I'm sorry. I let it loose. Can't get it back. But yeah, like, why
He was
would you?
found liable for E. Jean Carroll, so that was a court thing.
Girl, the way that they circle jerked around that shit, like, well, it wasn't the criminal thing, and why'd she wait so long to say something? And you know what? Who I never heard, why'd you wait to say something? I never heard men say, why'd you wait so long to say something to those boys that were grape sodaed by the guy from UPenn. I never heard men say, why'd you wait so long to say something about the altar boys that the Catholic priests used to be touching. But when it comes to a woman or a girl, it's always, why'd you wait so long? But when it comes to boys being touched by men, they'll be like, well, they were embarrassed and they were scared and they had to get their courage up to say something, and I'd understand, you know what I mean? I'd be scared to even come out still, even though it's 30 years later. I understand. No, y'all always understand why it takes men so damn long to say some shit when somebody fucked with them when they were 13. But it's a problem when women wait long to say something about when somebody fucked with them when they were 16. But hey, whatever. I hope that the MAGA people, that really it was just a matter of, I cannot bear to push the button for a black woman, right? I hope y'all are enjoying your grocery prices. I hope you're enjoying your gas prices. I'm still waiting on your concepts of a plan for healthcare. Do you know when the concepts of the plan are going to come into full conception? AJ? No. Let me ask AJ, because he voted for Trump. Because maybe y'all get newsletters that the rest of us don't.
He did
Do
what?
you know when the concepts of a plan for healthcare are going to turn into a conception? Like, when is it going to be conceived? AJ? Do you know when we're going to hear about his healthcare plan?
Oh, I didn't know I was muted. I was talking and I'm muted.
Okay.
Anyway, Canary, I think you made a lot of great points. And all these subjects, I think you can branch them out. You talked about race.
No.
you
I
talked
just
about-
want to just the healthcare one. Do you know when the concepts of the plan are going to turn into an actual conception? Like, when are they going to give birth to it already?
Let me answer your question, because I think you can expand the conversation. You touched on Epstein. You touched on healthcare. You touched on the economy. You touched on race relations in the United States. But let's go ahead and talk about healthcare before we branch out back to the other ones,
Let's
because I think
stay
we're
there
important.
right now for the start.
Yeah. So, yes, back in 2016, Trump's version of healthcare was states. Let the states have the freedom to bid amongst themselves to kind of lower the prices through the free market. Now, Have we seen anything so far? No. I mean, at least I haven't been aware of any healthcare plan from the Republican Party. So I have to agree with you on that point. I haven't actually seen anything. And actually, I have to do a little bit of research, but I think it's actually gotten worse.
Yes,
but
it has.
he has not.
That's a fact. Actually, what has happened is the cost of healthcare on the Obamacare ACA, the cost of it has gone up because they refuse to fund it. And I don't care if you're gonna refuse to fund it because you replaced it. What happened to what was it they used to call it? Something and replace, repeal and replace.
Yeah, that was it, I think.
Right? We're waiting. It's 2026. It's been 10 years. When are the concepts going to turn into a plan?
Yeah, and I mean, I think the best that right now they've done this last couple of years was Trump RX or something.
It's Good RX. All he did was put his name on the front of it. Good RX already exists.
Right. So I think that's as far as they've gone. They did pass the big, beautiful bill to lower taxes for,
Listen, what happened to the healthcare plan? What happened to the repeal and the replace?
I'm with you. I mean, I have no information on any of that.
Listen, do you know how much money he's given to y'all? I always forget the name of the damn country. Go ahead and give it to me, Jen. The one that starts with an A.
The one that starts with the A.
Yeah. Argentina. Thank you. Billions of dollars to Argentina, who, by the way, has universal health care. Every single
as all get out.
Yeah, every single person in Argentina has health care. Billions of dollars to Israel, and everybody in Israel has free healthcare and free college.
I country.
They could come get me. I don't give a fuck.
You're brave.
I say
you
all
are
of the
really
shits.
brave.
Look.
You are brave.
Look. Watch this one. Watch this one. Abortion. Watch this one. Dead. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't. Whatever. TikTok gonna do what they gonna do anyway.
Let me go.
Go ahead, Prairie.
All right, first, AJ, I'm not muting you because you got background noise.
You have background noise, yeah.
Okay, so here's the thing. I want to say this as a business owner, as someone who has been a business owner of multiple businesses, started at 17 years old. When you guys say we're voting for someone who is anti-establishment, he's the establishment. Like, he's the exact establishment. All of his picks have been long-term establishment picks. They are nepo babies, sycophants, they're finance bros. Like, I say this from a place of kindness that I don't think that you guys deserve. You voted for a piece of shit because you guys are kind of shitty. Let's call it what it is. You voted for a piece of shit because you're kind of shitty.
But Prairie, you forgot a lot of you. But Prairie, you forgot.
Let me finish. I stayed on mute. Let me finish. You voted for someone who was backed by the KKK. You voted for someone backed by the KKK and Nazi lowriders. If you're from Texas or California, you know what the Nazi lowriders are. You voted for a dude backed by the establishment. He was the establishment. We told you he is the establishment. Also, let's get into healthcare. When he said, hey, we're going to put it on the states, it used to be on the states. It didn't used to be a thing that like you had it for everywhere. So if you lived in Michigan, you had Michigan healthcare. If you lived in Jersey, which is why Jersey got ran up by the mob, and why like Jersey healthcare used to be considered so terrible, is because you were getting ran up by the mob. Like that's just is what it is. They used to make those jokes that you needed a mammogram every time you came out of Jersey because the machine probably didn't work. Like that was an actual joke. Every state used to have their own healthcare. So going back to it would be a horrible idea because California would have great healthcare.
At this point, Jersey would have great healthcare. Our governor is a woman.
Well, yes, at this point right now, like I'm saying,
yeah, but back in the day, Jersey healthcare was trash.
It would have been terrible. We know this.
Healthcare was trash. Yeah,
it was horrible. Let's go into the FDA and the EPA. Two things. Hey, I'm a paying member of both of those paying member, okay? As in, I donate to the FDA because I'm a farmer, and I feel like, hey, we should have more regulations. I'm a farmer and rancher. We need more regulations. The EPA, I donate. We need more regulations. So I donate to their scholarship fund so that they can
Listen,
funnel
Prairie,
people into
I've
getting.
got on my thingy. Oh, it's probably crossed up or BJ, the no personal stories. So I got no talk, no over talking, no personal text, no personal stories. So try to stay out of the personal life as much as possible.
I am. But like this, like it leads into that. It 100% leads into that. So I'm gonna get out of that. But like the guy that you voted for is the shit you voted for is now rolled downhill and on your shoulders. And I need you guys to stand in that and stand on that. Stand in the knee-deep pile of shit that you guys voted for.
They keep saying,
okay?
What's interesting is they keep saying, let the states have it. And the only states that could afford it, minus Texas is its own thing. The only states that could actually afford to take care of themselves are the states that voted against him. Right? New Jersey, Maine, New York, Connecticut, California, the big blue states, we put in more money into the federal pot than we take out. Right? Because we have the big businesses, like, that's just what it is, right? Those upper East Coast, northern East Coast, and California, right? We put more into the pot than we take out. If you want to play these games of let the states do it, then let our states stop putting money in the pot and then just take care of its own people. And say, fuck the federal people, fuck them red states that actually are in poverty, fuck them red states that actually cannot afford the people that are in their state. Let them get swallowed. And because the thing about it is their cities are not big enough to take care of themselves. Every single month, y'all take literally federal welfare from blue states. So when you say let the states handle shit and you're talking about money, you're talking about your own fucking demise. And I wish they would just do it. Just fucking do it. Right? Because all of these redneck motherfuckers that went ahead and was yeehaw, let's vote for Donald Trump. Your economy would collapse without the support of New York and California. Your economy would collapse without it. You keep with this, let the states do it. Y'all need the other states. You need the other states to bolster you. It does. Let me tell you something. I know the joke in the blue states is that we should secede this time. We should secede and leave the fucking South and Midwest to its own devices. If this is the fuck shit that y'all want to do. Because it's almost like you gave somebody money and they're like, we gave y'all money and you wiped your ass with it. Because that is what happens every year. We give y'all money. There's no major industry coming out, not global. There's not major global industry coming out of Alabama. There's not major global industry coming out of Louisiana. There's not major global industry coming out of fucking Arkansas. Y'all can't afford the shit that y'all talk.
Well, Canary, let me just say that I'm actually in a blue state. I'm actually out of Chicago, Illinois.
Mm-hmm.
So your argument has been known for a while because it's going to tie back up with what Prairie was saying. Because Prairie mentioned about how people voted for Trump, but what she's forgetting is that before Trump won, Bernie Sanders actually had a big movement behind him. And what happened was that the establishment actually shafted Bernie Sanders, and everybody saw it. So
No, they didn't. You know what? You know why Bernie Sanders didn't make it? Bernie Sanders didn't bring his ass here, bring his ass down south and go to enough black churches. A lot of old black people, that base that was still pretty young and strong and going to the polls back then, they didn't know who they were. My parents called him Colonel Sanders. They didn't know who the fuck he was.
Bernie
And I
Sanders
know
was
who
not a
was.
And I
Democrat.
want to add this one part.
Hold on one second.
Yes.
One
Bernie
mic.
Sanders,
Go ahead, Jen.
Bernie Sanders was never a Democrat.
He's
He's an independent
independent.
who caucus with us. So this idea that you can demand to get DNC support or Democratic support, join the damn Democratic Party then. That's what it was. And Bernie Sanders waited till he was freaking too old. I liked some of his policies, but my goodness, you're going to wait till we get the first woman and then get your ass in the race and create all this nonsense when you should have, as a senator, right? He had years. He could have ran when John Kerry ran, but he didn't. So this nonsense that the establishment didn't. He didn't win the damn nomination. Get over it.
As a matter of fact, as much as Republicans bitch and moan about the primary that didn't happen for Kamala Harris, Bernie Sanders was in a primary with Hillary Clinton and he lost it. That's actually what happened, right? He was in a primary. He lost the primary. Nobody fucked him over. He lost. And I'm with Jen on that. He was an independent for fucking decades. He never wanted to be a Democrat, and that's fine. Truth be told. He didn't want to be a Democrat. He was an independent. When you look at the fucking Senate and they be like, I don't know, 48 Democrats, 48 Republicans, and 2 independents. One of the motherfuckers is Bernie. He was an independent forever. So, yeah.
Yes, but the thing is, and and you know what? The funny part is, a lot of his supporters felt shafted. Okay, and
they can feel whatever they want. They can feel the shaft in the pussy or the ass.
I know, but here's the thing: a lot of people called him a cuck. Basically, like what you're saying.
None of that explains voting for Donald Trump in 2024.
No, what I'm trying to say is, a lot of these people, if you went on Reddit at the time, I don't know if you were on Reddit or not, and you saw the Bernie Bros subreddits. They were so angry that Hillary Clinton, an establishment person, won or whatever the primaries, and had to go up against Donald Trump, that they said, you know something, we're not going to support Hillary Clinton because our guy Bernie Sanders did not win.
They're sore losers.
I know. So
they're sore losers.
I know.
Listen,
so
my mother voted for Hillary Clinton in 2008. Okay, in the primaries. My mother voted for Hillary Clinton in the primaries in 2008. Her candidate lost. Barack Obama won. That didn't keep her from voting for Barack Obama in the general election. Right? They're bitches. They're crybabies. They're crybabies. They're loser crybabies. And honestly, no shade to Bernie because I like his policies. He's DSA and I support DSA. But Bernie is part of the problem as to why Donald Trump ever became the fucking president to begin with. Because he was a fucking sore loser and he should have thrown his support to Hillary Clinton. Now, 10 years later, you want to play let's all be friends, kumbaya, I am one, we're together, nah. But the moment for you to have done this to prevent any of the fuck shit that we're dealing with right now was in 2016 when you lost the primary. You were supposed to come out and tell your supporters, hey, listen, I hated that we lost, but Hillary Clinton is the candidate that we still have a chance to work with. He was supposed to do that, and he was a bitch-ass, cry-ass, baby-ass loser, right? And he didn't do that, and he allowed his supporters to take on this idea of, I'm not, you know what, my person didn't win, so I'm not going to vote at all. I'm not going to vote at all because my person didn't win. That's how bitch-ass babies. And we ended up with Donald Trump, who told the United States to drink bleach for COVID. That's who the fuck we ended up with instead. The man that is building a wall that ended up being an incomplete fence that Mexico was supposed to pay for and still hasn't. The man who is still working on concepts of a plan 10 years after the concepts of a plan. The man who has given so much money to foreign nations and tech bros. The man who has just given all of his government funding and contracts to fucking Elon Musketeer. The man who then turned around and had a bitch boy fight with Elon Musketeer over Twitter for us all to watch. I see you, Bijan. The man who has done nothing but raise prices, go to war over and over, be on Venezuela, be on countries in Africa, be on whatchamacallit, and then he finally found himself a bully when he thought that he was fighting a bully, right? And now gas prices are up globally. Everybody in the whole fucking world is struggling because this motherfucker had a pissing contest and didn't realize how big the dick of the other person in the competition was. Right? You sitting there with an 82-year-old stream trying to be in a goddamn pissing contest. He looks like he's going to die every 3 days. Everybody's waiting for him to just collapse. He's got elephantitis on both of his fucking ankles, it looks like. And this is who we fucking ended up with. And he never should have been in there to begin with in 2016 because Bernie was a bitch-ass, cry-ass baby. Right? This man has done absolutely nothing that he even promised his own followers that he was going to do except for bring ICE in the community and take out the same Mexicans that were voting for Trump. I will vote for Donald Trump. That same lady's husband got fucking deported. You bunch of idiots. Then the other lady from Venezuela was up in there. Yeah, Trump! They deported her fucking husband too. And she's on top. I didn't know. I thought that they were only gonna do the criminals. You dumb bitch idiot. Crossing the border without paperwork was always gonna be considered crime. You idiot. Right? So every single one of these people are related to other people, and don't get it twisted because I have immigrant family as well. Right? So it's not me making fun of immigrants. I have immigrants in my family as well. But you were sitting, I will vote for Donald Trump. No, Donald Trump about to put your husband on the boat. Right? This man has done nothing he promised y'all. It was supposed to be America first, and you're giving money to countries that have shit that we don't have. You're giving our money to countries that have shit that we don't have. How can you conceptualize taking American tax dollars and giving it to It's Not Real, right? When they have free healthcare and free college, and we're taking our money and giving it to them and telling our citizens that we can't afford it. What the fuck?
Canary, listen, most of what you said, I have to say that, yes, on It's Not Real, I 100% agree on that, and a whole bunch. But listen, you said, and I want to bring this back to this point, you said that I'm trying to be, trying to make peace or something? No, you're misunderstanding me. I'm not trying to make peace.
I'm just explaining. You were trying to make peace. I said Bernie trying to make peace. Bernie trying to make peace in the party now after being a cry bitch baby when he lost in 2016. And instead of being a goddamn man and stand on his plan and say, hey, listen, of these two people that we have to deal with, let's go ahead and support Hillary because Hillary is somebody that we can continue to talk to. We can have conversations about healthcare. Bernie wanted universal health care. Hillary wanted universal health care. They were in alignment with that shit. So why you didn't throw your supporters to her because you were so busy being a bitch ass loser, I don't understand even in 2026.
Okay, well, in this case, I wasn't a Bernie guy, okay? I want you to make that clear. But I did see what these Bernie people, the cucks, we used to call them cucks back in 2016, the cucks, and we used to make fun of them because of exactly what you're saying, how Bernie submitted to the establishment and did not stand on his principles. But look, check this out. After Donald Trump won, right, and he became president in 2016, then that's when things completely changed because the things that he said he was going to do, he really did not do. And the people that were like, the people that, let me explain, the people that were independent, like me, I'm an independent. I'm not a Democrat. I'm not a Republican. I'm just an independent, right? The people that started to see what was happening, it was very obvious that it was, I don't know what happened. I don't know if, he was always establishment and he was just playing the role or he just reneged on what he said he was going to do, but nothing really changed.
He's a con man.
Okay, then 2020 hit, right? COVID.
And he's still
COVID.
conning you for 10 years.
He's not conning me. I'm an
He
independent.
conned
What are
you
you
out
conning me
your
about?
vote.
He didn't con me. I chose to vote for him.
You happy about it? You think things are going well? Listen,
No,
forever.
no, I'm not happy about it.
Canada was our friend. Canada was our friend. Never in my lifetime have I heard problems between us and Canada. I see you, Bijan. I'm gonna let you go right after I'm done, and not him again in between, right? And that's not shade to you. She's been raising her hand like vigorously in the comments, right? Canada was our friend. Right? Mexico, meh, on and off. Yeah, we had the trade deal with them and stuff like that. Mexico, meh, whatever. There's some drama there sometimes, all the time. But Canada was absolutely our friend. This man is up there insulting Canada by calling them the 51st state. That is so insulting. You put these people, him and his big ass mouth, put these people in a position where they could not do anything but be offended and start operating like they're offended. And do you know what has happened to the United States because of this shit? Vegas is going bankrupt because of it. Because I don't know what % of the visitors that went to Vegas actually came from Canada, and they boycotted vacationing in America. And then you're squeezing Americans through tariffs, causing the prices of normal everyday goods to go through the fucking roof, which, by the way, does not exclude groceries. So guess what else? Americans are not going on vacation. So you know who else is suffering? The state of fucking Florida. Because Florida was a huge vacation spot for both Americans and Canadians. Most Canadians have brought their children to fucking Disney World before. Disney World was a regular vacation spot for fucking Canadians. And we Americans do not really vacation in Canada in the way that they turn around and vacation here. They brought their money to us far more than we ever brought our money to them. And you insult them. They were our friend, and it was an unbalanced friendship where we had the benefit. Go ahead, Bijan.
So I just wanted to do this one talking point about I keep hearing people talk about like the establishment didn't. Y'all keep giving this establishment a lot of power because, for one, we have 2 presidents that prove you do not need the DNC's endorsement to do anything, right? Like, I've done a lot of, just in my building my political thought, I've done a lot of research. It's worth noting that we tend to forget that Barack Obama was not the DNC's nominee. That they did not want him. They did everything in their power to make sure, even leaning into Islamophobia and racism about him, right? When he got the nomination, it was a shock, right? He did it through grassroots. And more importantly, the Barack Obama in office is completely different than the Barack Obama who ran, right? Like, he was quote unquote progressive for his time. Not really, but for his time, he was, right? What he was able to do, what he was talking about, appealed to a large group of people that he was able to steal and snatch the nominee, right? Jimmy Carter is another example. We like to his son is a demon, but Robert Kennedy, as much as the Democrats like to claim him, was really anti-Democratic Party. Like, he was very much more progressive in the way that he was thinking, and he wasn't their nominee, right? Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez is an example. Zohran Mamdani is an example, right? If you have the policy and you have the ability to win, you're going to win, right? When it comes to Bernie Sanders, a lot of people don't want to admit that he cannot win, right? It's not any shade about his policies, about how you can appeal and present these policies. It's about, are you able to present yourself as a leader? As much as we don't want to get into this very vain conversation, it's worth having. He's too old for this. What he should have done, right? And what I kind of see him doing right now is presenting his successor, right? Like, trying to be like, this is the person that can get everything I want done, right? when we talk about Trump and his policies, what we have to kind of acknowledge is that he really has America First is nothing but mutated socialism. Right, like when we think about what he talks about, like no new wars, we need to stop spending money over there, we need to put it into America, right? That anti-imperialism, that more focus on, into our country is kind of a socialist. The problem is, right, when he said we need to take our money from overseas, is that he wanted to give to corporations, right? To talk about we need to focus on education, to talk about these things, mutated policies that people want, right? These are progressive policies that people want. Donald Trump is a con man, and he understands, and he has seen multiple times with Barack Obama, with Alexandria, with progressive people who not just step into Democratic seats, but also flip Republican seats, a la Stacey Abrams, a la, what's that lady from Florida? I think her name was like Velma something. It's people who come with progressive policies. That is how you win, right? And y'all keep running away from progressive policies by creating all of these false narratives in your head. Oh, he's a good businessman. Oh, the DNC, stab Bernie, and all of these things, right? To admit, it's hard to admit that you are con. It's hard to admit that maybe the political thought that you have led your life is false, and you should probably look at something. That's hard to do, right? And instead of acknowledging that, y'all keep wanting to unalive on these hills, and I don't get that.
Well, Jen, let me just respond to you because I think, look, first of all, Canary, let me ask you, how many?
Asking me, or you're responding to her?
Well, actually, I'm going to make a little bit of segue to you, just really quickly. Are you a Democrat?
Yes, I vote democratically.
Okay, and Jen, are you a Democrat?
I vote democratically, but I'm not an active Democrat. I'm a harm reduction Democrat.
Okay, as an independent, I have to say that, look, is Donald Trump a con man? Somebody else would have to decide, right? My position is I voted
many times.
I voted since Obama. So I voted for Obama in 2008. I did not vote in 2012, but I voted for Trump. And I have to say that now I'm at a point where it seems to me like Republican or Democrat, it seems like it doesn't really matter.
Sir,
Like it doesn't matter. Like it doesn't matter whether it's.
That's a lie, and I'm so
But
sick and tired of some of you people pretending to be independents.
I
You're
am an
just
independent.
feckless. No, you're just feckless, and you go whichever way you think is popular. And you
No.
voted for a reality TV star who had zero political experience, and you expect to compare that vote to the one that you gave to Obama, who had plenty of experience. You guys are ridiculous. The thing is that a lot of you white males specifically voted for your racism. That's what you voted for, and you don't want to admit
homophobia
it.
and anti-trans, right?
Yes,
Transphobia.
all that
That's what it
nonsense
was.
about the tea
Y'all voted
people.
about a fucking bathroom.
Yeah, the tea people. This nonsense about the drag queens. I mean, come on, that's what it was. You guys are so afraid of everything. You're afraid of diversity, for goodness sake, and you're in the most diverse country ever.
Is that why I voted for Obama then? Because
Listen,
I'm against diversity?
hold on one
Doesn't make no
second.
sense.
Sir, please.
God.
What?
Look, I'm
If
jumping.
you voted for him only because he was black, that's not a
No,
win.
he voted for Obama because George W. Bush tanked the economy. Okay, I'm sorry.
Yeah, exactly. Because George W. Bush did such a horrible job in 2008 that when
Canary's trying to talk.
So listen, he is an established con man. Ask the millions of dollars that he owes to people that did renovations in his casinos. Ask the people that are out of their money because of Trump University. Ask where Trump plane is. He had an airplane business. Ask where the fuck that shit is and what happened to the people that were working there and that had bought tickets, right? Ask these people where their fucking phones are, where the Trump phones are. He's a con man today, and he's also been a con man before. He also was a con man so bad that he can't even have a fucking nonprofit because he stole the fucking nonprofit money. Right? He's a con man today, and he's always been a con man. He's always been a con man. How the fuck do you get a casino to go out of business when people are addicted to gambling? What the fuck? right? Like, you ever seen a liquor business go out of sale? People are addicted to liquor. Like, he is a con man today and has always been one. Right? It didn't start with him conning the country. And the United States is just the biggest con he's ever done. This man made how many $1 billion since he's been in office? And they took Jimmy Carter's fucking peanut farm? Peanut farm that's been in his family for generations. They took that man's peanut farm from him because they felt that he couldn't be making a profit whilst also being in office. And this man has made billions of dollars off of tax dollars, right?
It was why Mitt Romney lost, because he had too much money.
That's what I'm talking about. All of the reasons why y'all have harmed other people that were trying to run for that fucking office, you've embraced him fucking doing. He is a con man. And the people that vote for him are in a fucking... what's the word for it? Like y'all are... A cult. I'm glad you know. Y'all are in a fucking cult. You're in a cult. No, you're in a cult. You're in a cult. Because at the end of the day, if you saw what the fuck he did in 2016 and you came in 2024 and said, I want some more of that, you're in a fucking cult.
Honestly, I didn't. Look, it was the lesser of two evils. I did not feel
what was
that
evil about Kamala Harris? No, everybody stop. What was evil about Kamala Harris's plans?
Okay. I just felt like
don't tell me about what you felt like. I'm asking you a very specific question. She ran on women's body autonomy. She ran on $20,000 for down payment for first-time home buyers. She ran on making going to college cheaper. She ran on bringing grocery prices down by attacking it from the perspective of not allowing price gouging. She ran on $50,000 forgivable loans to start small businesses. Which one of her plans was the bigger evil?
That's a great question, because honestly, I'm trying to think back to 2024. I don't actually remember what specific plan, honestly. All I remember is looking at lower taxes, and I said, "Oh, that's good. You know, everybody wants lower taxes, right?" Especially me, because I'm a 9-to-5 guy. When Trump mentioned lowering my overtime taxes, I said, "Well, that's great."
He didn't even do it.
Big beautiful
your
bill.
High taxes is a result of his tax plan that you're still
First of all,
under.
the no tax on overtime.
And no tax on tips. He passed it. It's called the Big Beautiful Bill. It passed already.
Sir. The no tax
and
on...
Prairie, by the way, Prairie,
you're
you're a businesswoman.
You're going to keep doing that shit that while I'm talking, you start talking like you starting a whole nother conversation while you hear my voice. You going to keep doing it? Look, the no tax on overtime, number one, is inapplicable to anybody that makes over $100,000. So even if your overtime itself makes you go over the six figures, you no longer apply. It no longer applies to you. Right? And many of the regions that you live in, $100,000 is necessary. And the whole reason you're doing fucking overtime is to get to $100,000, which then negates your no tax on overtime. That's number one. Number two, the no tax on overtime only is, so you get an hour, you get time and a half. It's only no tax on the half. Your straight pay is still being taxed. The straight pay portion of your overtime is still being taxed. He's only not taxing the fucking half. Right? Please. Who the fuck cares at that point? Keep the fucking half tax and give me goddamn health care. Because at the end of the day, the amount of money that you would have an increase in tax for having free health care turns around, because now you don't have to pay for health care out of your check. Y'all forget that you're paying $100, $200, $300, $400 per check on fucking healthcare. And you're so focused on the damn taxes. So guess what? I will pay $200 more per check of taxes and now not have to pay $300 in healthcare. Are y'all stupid? Are y'all stupid? Thank you, Rose. Our taxes are going to Israel.
Yeah, I'm not happy with that. I'm not happy with our taxes going to
It's a
anything outside of
surprise
the
to
United
you?
States.
It's a surprise to you?
That it's going to Israel?
Yeah.
No, not really.
You voted for it?
Who was the alternative to that? Kamala was against Israel?
No. Kamala wanted a two-state solution.
Explain that a little bit.
What that means is the property that belonged to Israel and the property that belonged to Palestine, that they were supposed to draw a border and put their own people on their own sides because they can't live together. That's a two-state solution. Like, y'all been fighting since the beginning of fucking time. It's like Mortal Kombat throughout all history, and it's never gonna fucking end, right? Make a fucking border, put your people on this side and those people on the other side, and stop this shit. That's what she kept asking for, a two-state solution.
And did she talk about not funding Israel anymore, or she didn't even mention that?
I don't know. I can't say on the no funding Israel.
She had a hard line. She often skated around the issue, right? Because the thing about Kamala Harris and her biggest fallacy is that she tried to be loyal to Joe Biden, didn't distance herself.
He was still her boss.
Yeah, right. Like, she talked about the two-state solution and criticism, and this is the one thing I will give to the left, right? Is that they were like, that's not enough, right? We need to just pull out, right? She did have a hard line on, if you do this, if you go this, like, that's when we are done with you, right? I have never heard Donald Trump, even in his campaign or even when he became president, express a hard line, right? Or express that there was something that Bibi could do and he would be done with him. We see it, right? Like, unfortunately, Palestine is gone for the most part, and we're still giving these people.
Let's be honest. Most people that voted for Trump never looked at Kamala Harris's policies. They never went to her website and looked at her fucking policies. What they saw was a nigga in a suit with a nice pressed hair and said, "Nah, fuck that shit." Y'all didn't look at her policies. That's why whenever we have this conversation with people that voted for Trump and we ask about Kamala policies, y'all don't know any of them. Because you never fucking looked. You saw a nigga in a nice pantsuit and you said, no, thank you. And a woman at that.
Actually, I should probably keep my mouth shut, but Kamala, she's an older woman, but people were saying she's actually, anyway, never mind.
She's not that old.
She's 60. You voted for the 80-year-old man instead of the 60-year-old woman.
Exactly. And my thing is this, regarding Israel and Palestine, neither one of those groups of people hands are clean, okay? They're just not. The only reason we were supporting Israel is because they're like the only quote-unquote democracy in that region, one that we helped set up, by the way, years and years ago. And the thing about it is that in having this conversation, like we were all screaming and telling people, listen, she's going to go in there. There's going to be a nice negotiation. The Palestinian people are finally going to get what they deserve in terms of access to their water, their electricity, because this is what was happening. Before that October 7th thing happened, they were infighting, and they were cutting these people's power off. They were cutting their water off. Meanwhile, the Palestinian people were also crucifying and unaliving their rainbow people. Okay, they were doing atrocious stuff, trying to live under Sharia law and oppressing their women. So like I said, both sides, neither one of their hands were clean. This idea that we were going to just cut things off is ridiculous. That was never going to happen. But also this nonsense that both sides are the same is ridiculous. It is not. You cannot convince me that Harris would have had the same policies that Trump has. Trump's policies are really not Trump's. They're the Heritage Foundation and all of those weirdos who wrote Project 2025 and Agenda 47 that they're following to a T.
And Agenda 47 was nothing but a condensed version of Project 2025. And Agenda 47 was his policy that was posted on his official campaign website. It was okay. So listen, this is what we're gonna do real quick. I see the hands in the comments. Don't need to keep putting them. I see them there. we're going to say this is Kamala Harris's 2024 presidential campaign focused on a populist economic agenda and the protection of civil and reproductive rights. Her key policies included the opportunity economy, subsidizing first-time home buyers with up to $25,000 in down payment assistance, expanding the child tax credit to $6,000 for newborns, and pushing a federal ban on grocery price gouging. Now, let me tell you about the $25,000 DPA, right? The down payment assistance. It actually already exists. There's DPA now. There's been DPA for decades, right? The only difference is that the DPA was always just $10,000, which is not reasonable in the housing costs of today. At the time that they made the DPA $10,000, it actually was doing something because houses were $110,000. Now that's not the case. So DPA at $10,000 isn't doing nothing but covering you the closing costs, and it's not helping you with the actual down payment at all, right? So she was increasing the existing DPA of $10,000 to a $25,000 number instead, which is more reasonable for the time that we're in. Reproductive rights. This is the one y'all was, I guess, mad about, like the idea that a woman could save her own life instead of the baby's, right? A firm commitment to passing national legislation that would restore abortion protections previously guaranteed by Roe v. Wade. Why Joe Biden didn't do this, I do not know. I don't know if he wasn't able to do it or whatever, because that shit overturned. Roe v. Wade was overturned while Biden was in office due to the shit that Trump did whilst he was in there. So I don't know. Taxes and healthcare, keeping tax rates unchanged for individuals making under $400,000 annually while raising corporate taxes. She also advocated for capping out out-of-pocket prescription drugs at $2,000 a year. So immediately, no matter how much you're paying in prescription drugs, you will never pay more than $2,000. And she was lowering taxes for people that make under $400,000. This motherfucker that you voted for did the exact opposite. He raised taxes for people that are not making that much money and decreased it for the fucking rich, right? Immigration backed a bipartisan border security bill to increase Border Patrol agents and tighten asylum rules, combined with an earned pathway to citizenship. This shit was already passed bipartisanly, meaning that both the Republicans and the fucking Democrats worked on that bill together, and that idiot that you voted for called them ahead of time and said, kill the bill because I want to run on mass deportation. And I don't even understand how anybody that has any immigrant lineage in them whatsoever would vote for anything that starts with the term mass deportation. Right? And you know who they didn't start with? The motherfucking criminals in the prison system. If you wanted to deport all the criminals, how come the criminals are still in the fucking prison system here instead of deporting their asses and giving a little lift off of the cost that we pay in tax bills to pay for people that are in fucking prison? That would have actually reduced the cost that we're paying in taxes, because we wouldn't be paying for the three hots and a cot for fucking illegal people that are in prison. But no, what he did was ran down on people's abuelita in the fucking streets, going into fucking kids' schools and shit like that, grabbing them out of goddamn school. You got teachers trying to figure out whether they should be protecting kids from ICE or not. We're unaliving fucking white women in the streets. We're all of this other kind of stuff. Unalive the fucking nurse in the streets, and nothing is being done for it. Nobody's going to jail. They unalived another fucking Mexican man the other day, and a kid. A baby shot into a goddamn car that had a child in it the other day too. This is who the fuck y'all voted for, right? Let's go on. So immigration, she backed the bipartisan border security bill to increase Border Patrol agents. Y'all were running around talking about she's going to open up the borders and just let everybody, the fucking cartel is going to be in Louisiana. That's not what the fuck she said. That's the fuck shit that y'all were listening to on your side of the goddamn aisle. If you would have opened up your eyes, opened up your goddamn webpage and look and see the things that she actually had written down, if you had listened to any of her goddamn rallies and the things that she was talking about, you'd have found out she never said she wanted to open the borders and allow everybody in. She backed a bipartisan bill that already fucking existed, that y'all's candidate went and killed ahead of time, because if the bill had passed, he'd have nothing to fucking run on, because he runs on hate. He runs on hate. Hate is his campaign. right? Gun control, pushing for universal background checks, red flag laws, and a ban on assault weapons. Y'all was running around saying she was going to take your guns. No, she wasn't. She is a gun owner her damn self. She said that shit more than one time. She's like, she got a Glock, she got 2 Glock 9s, and she loves her GUNs. She said she never had intentions of taking anybody's GUNs. Her issue was people that are cuckoo for fucking Cocoa Puffs getting access to assault rifles and then viewing up the local publics. That's what she didn't want to see continue to happen. And there's nothing the fuck wrong with that. They do background checks for you to be a cop. They do background checks for you to be a nurse. And it doesn't make sense that they don't do background checks for you to hold a gun. Because I'm going to tell you right now, less likely that a cop will kill somebody than a cuckoo person with a gun. These are the people running into Sandy Hook and other people's and your children's schools and shit like that. That's what she wanted to see a stop to, not taking it out of responsible GUN owners' hands, because she herself is a respectable, a responsible GUN owner. She wasn't trying to get rid of her own GUN. Y'all never read the fucking things that she ran on. You just looked at her, debated on whether she was actually black or not, which was ridiculous. She's biracial. Why you needed her to say she was black or she was Indian or she was Blindian or she's both? Who the fuck cares? She's biracial. Her mama is Indian. Her daddy is black. What the fuck else? Who the fuck cares? Whose hand was up?
Yeah, but I didn't say I
Prairie's.
wasn't worried about
No,
Kamala's
Prairie's
race.
hand was up. Go ahead. Go ahead, Prairie.
One, I'm gonna roll this all the way back. Bernie's shit only works in Vermont, okay? Bernie's shit only works in Vermont, and it only works in Vermont because the only time they see black and brown folks in Vermont as a black person who goes to Vermont is during ski season or when they're working for them. Majority of the Bernie bros, and I'm saying this from someone who I watched this unfold. Majority of the Bernie bros were dudes who their family was middle class, upper middle class, and their families were used to going on ski vacations. They were surf families. They were this stuff. Like they were these travel baseball boys. Okay? They were cake eaters. The only reason that Bernie bros who were previously majority, they were libertarians. I know that. I was a libertarian until I actually read books and
Girl,
developed
libertarian
empathy.
is like the worst one. That shit's worse than
I know.
than libertarian is worse than classic Republican. I will vote for a classic Republican before I vote for a libertarian. Not MAGA. Fuck them. MAGA is like here to destroy the fucking world. Like literally. I cannot believe we handed over the nuke codes to a man that fucks 13-year-olds on an island. I cannot believe.
Clear. I was a libertarian at 13 years old before I read books and gained empathy. Like, I was not a libertarian going into like my middle teens. Like, no. Before I read books and no. Anyways, the majority of the Bernie bros were libertarians. They were dudes who identified as libertarians and ran-loving libertarians who they're like, oh shit, we can finally maybe get the entire world, we finally get the entire U.S. to get treated how Vermont is treated. The only time you see black folks is if they're well wealthier than your trashy ass white family, or they're working for your family. That's how they wanted it. I followed it intensely. Majority of the Bernie lovers don't understand politics. They don't have basic empathy. They don't, outside of their bubble, they don't really deal with anyone else. The most interesting person to most of them is going to be the Asian dude who plays sports. That's it. He's got to be a very specific type of Asian. So like when guys like AJ come up, AJ, I want you to know you got conned because a con man got you to fall for his scam. That's a con.
It's a
You
con.
got conned.
That's what I say. Where are the Trump phones? He's a con man. They're never going to get their phone. The small print says that this is no promise to actually get the phone. It's a deposit on the possibility of a phone that might never get made. He's a con man, right? And Go ahead, BJ, and then the new person that's on the panel. Nathaniel, we kind of been off topic and talking about politics for the last 30 minutes. So I don't know if you came up for topic, but we kind of been off topic a little bit. BJ, you got the floor.
I'm just curious, right, AJ, because there's this thing, a phenomenon that I noticed, and one of my big issues with MAGA is this kind of a lack of solid ideals, right? Like when we have a conversation about harm reduction on the left, about why we are hesitant to vote for a Democrat, it's because they're probably not left progressive enough. When we have a conversation with libertarians or independents about why they won't vote for a Republican, it's probably because they're not racist enough, right? Like this is two different conversations about harm reduction. But I'm curious, right? Because in my mind, right, and I've tried to, while I've heard these women speak, the jump from Barack Obama to Donald Trump is so wide that I just need to understand what is your base like idea? What is your political thought? Like, what do you believe is best for this country?
Well, thanks for giving me a chance to respond, Jen. I know sometimes because we're short on time and I'm not the only one, there's so many panelists, we can only give like little snippets and sound bites, so I'll be quick. Basically, for me, it's anti-establishment. I don't trust any politicians, whether Republicans or Democrats. I think that they're puppets to be controlled by a deeper state. Now, the deep state, who is the deep state? Because Trump talked about it, but it turns out that perhaps the deep state is so strong that he's got no choice, or he was always part of it. I don't know. But I think it's like the politicians are puppets that no matter
what policies would you like to see instilled?
But let me just say, because this is important, Jen asked me a question.
Like talking about propaganda and
no, not propaganda.
theories?
Not conspiracy theories, just my thoughts, right? My personal opinion.
What is a deep state?
It's people who are behind the scenes, who are actually in power. The president is kind of like a puppet.
Okay, AJ, so here's where I'm challenging,
that's
right?
what it was about? Like
I think most of the power is not. Look, the president's the executive branch. He controls the military. That's where his power lies. I think the real power lies in the Congress and the Senate. These are the people. These are the people that people should actually be paying attention. Which is why the midterms coming up are so important. Which is why the midterms are so important.
He put them in his administration.
This is why.
They are literally in his administration. Those people that are behind the scenes that you were talking about, that are the puppet masters. He literally put them in his administration. The administration is being run by the billionaires.
I'm not defending that.
Right. So my thing is,
Jen asked me. Jen asked me how I
defended
jumped.
him in the only way that actually matters, which was with your vote.
No, but Jen asked me how I went from Obama to Trump.
Here's why I wanted. This is why
he didn't answer it, and I feel like we should push on it. You've not named a policy.
I am, but here's the before I push on it. Right. I really want I really want you to do more reading and do more research, because this doesn't make sense. What you're saying to me makes no sense, right? Because I can't hear any further, right? Because if you are anti-establishment, it doesn't make sense for you to vote for the person who is deeply linked to the establishment more than Kamala Harris, right? When we talk about what's wrong in our country, right? It's all about the institutions, it's all about the systems, it's all about what upholds this, right?
You trust the system?
You can rightfully say that you did not, like, I will only accept if not voting for Kamala Harris, if you were uncomfortable with going forth with the status quo, et cetera, right? When we talk about what is wrong in this country, it's about who funds Congress. What is their interest in funding them? What do they want? What is their intention to do this? A billionaire is so deeply interwoven with these people, he cannot be anti-establishment because his wealth was built by the establishment.
So what's the solution?
That doesn't make sense.
So what's the solution?
Sir, no, let me tell you what. Before you get to what's the solution, and I'm cool with having the what's the solution conversation, because I've got some answers and I know all the other ladies up here do too, right? So, anti-deep state. Okay, fine, right? What policies would you like to see enacted to lead the country into a way that you think would be good for you and your children and your children's children and children's children's children?
Well, first we have to get money out of politics. First we have to get lobbying out of politics. That's my opinion.
Sir, what policy? So let's say the lobby isn't out there. What policy policy would you like to see?
That's a great question. There's so many
You
policies.
so the thing about it is this. I don't think you even know or understand politics. I don't think you know or understand civics. I think you vote, and somebody else up here said it. You vote for whoever's cool right now. So it was cool to vote for Barack Obama in 2008. It was absolutely cool. It was lit, right? Change. He had awesome posters with him off to the side, red and blue kind of thing, even on his face graphic, right? With the change on the bottom. It was cool. It was highly energetic. The young people were into it. People were fucking crying outside. Barack Obama, racism is over. So you were like, oh, this is cool, right? Then MAGA came along, and listen, none of us would ever think that MAGA is cool, but to the people that were over with MAGA, MAGA seemed cool. They had awesome hats with the MAGA on it. They had a wonderful slogan, "Make America Great Again," right? They had whole communities. They were MAGA, MAGA, MAGA together. All of these other kind of things, right? So you were like, ooh, this is cool. I want to be over here. I don't think you actually have policy, right? What you're talking about is propaganda and conspiracy theories. I'm not saying that simply because something's a conspiracy theory that means that it's not right. It just means that it's not proven, right? You can have a conspiracy theory and your theory is right. But you had an opportunity to talk about what policies you'd like to see change, and none of them actually were a policy. Let me ask everybody on the panel, I'm not asking it to be your go. I'm going to start at Sen and move my way up through the ladies. Sen, give me 2 policies you'd like to see that would actually make change in the United States.
Universal health care and free state college.
Good. Prairie, give me 2 policies you'd like to see that you think would actually make a change.
Free state college, and my other policy that, like, I know this is controversial. My other policy is that I would like a forced repayment of arrears child support.
Nice. Jen, give me 2 policies that you think would actually make a difference in Americans' lives.
I'm gonna piggyback off Sam, but I'm also
Jen. Oh, I'm sorry. So No's name is also Jen. God. So I'm sorry. So I'm working my way up. Go ahead, No, and then be Jen. Okay, No. Okay, give me 2 policies that you think would actually make a difference in American lives.
Okay, I want them to end lobbyists in Congress. Businesses, corporations, and all that stuff should not be able to lobby Congress people. If constituents can't do that, so they shouldn't be able to do it. And they also, I want them to stop allowing them, the staffers, the people that work for Congress people, to then become lobbyists. That's to me, that's a no-no. And the other thing would be this crypto currency stuff. I want to see regulations. That's what I want to see, some policy regulations, and I want to know what the crap it actually is. I'll land.
B-Jen, what would you think? What would you like to see?
I would want to see us bring back a better Glass-Steagall Act, but with more teeth. But more importantly, I really want us to really fight back and bring back Build Back Better, which Joe Biden abandoned us on. It's basically a policy that had us investing trillions into America with universal health care, universal child care, clean energy, things like that. And please look up Build Back Better, because that's the one thing y'all could really come at Joe Biden, but y'all do it wrong, and it pisses me off.
Like, for me, it would be reinstatement of Roe v. Wade, right? And codify that bitch, right? This time. And it would be universal health care. And if I had to add on to it, I would say reinstating the Department of Education, making community college free for everybody. So however you need to do that to work it, that the money moves how it needs to move, and it actually ends up free for everybody to go to community college, I'd like to see that. I think at this point where we're at, a high school diploma don't do shit. It's never going to lead you to a livable lifestyle. And community college can end up being, the first 2 years of a 4-year degree. It could end up being your trades degree. It could end up being whatever it is that falls underneath what would be your first 2 years following high school, because high school is no longer satisfactory for shit. Right? You have to do some type of post-secondary education, whether it's trades or college, in order to have a livable lifestyle. All of these little tiny jobs and stuff like that, that's just for teenagers. And maybe people in their early 20s as they're waiting to get into their career. But there should be a pathway that's reasonable for people to elevate out of their circumstances. That's what I'd like to see. Do you see how these things that we're talking about is different than talking about some deep state?
Yes, because it's specific. It's specific policies that you believe that once passed will change
Will make a
certain
difference
things.
in Americans' lives, yeah.
Okay, but in my opinion, those are all great policies, but I still think America's heading down with those policies or without those policies. You want to know the truth, okay? Because I think inflation's going to keep getting worse. Because that's due to
Especially
the
if
federal.
we keep tariffing.
No, yeah, well, perhaps, but I'm saying in general, I think inflation is going to keep getting worse, right? I think the Federal Reserve is in a bind. They're not going to be able to do squat about inflation. I think our debt is so high. Good luck paying it down. People
And
are
we're
going to continue.
we're picking on the country that we owe the money to.
Yes, exactly. I agree about that one. Okay. I think we should stop paying all these countries. I think we should focus on the American people that are suffering with healthcare problems. But that's all really, you know what that is? It's rising prices, which is basically inflation. Your policies are nice, but how are you going to handle something like that?
AJ, do you know what the
Your people caused it.
AJ, again, specific is important, right? Because Joe
Yes.
Biden passed something called the Inflation Reduction Act. Previously, Richard Nixon did it. I think his was called the Economy Stabilization Act, right? Like a president. And we have seen moments in time where they see that inflation is getting out of control and they pass laws, right? They understand that we have to stop this and then we need to go back and repair. What Donald Trump has done is none of that. None of that, right? One of the criticisms we had about one of my criticisms, right, and most leftist criticisms, not to make it personal, is going back to the status quo is not going to help us, right? Like we need real change, right? And what we need is a president who can temporarily stabilize the economy, reduce inflation, and then pass policies that can help the American people in the short term for the long term. That is literally Barack Obama did that. Like we have
'cause
true examples of what that looks like. It's not something radical or new. We have historic precedent of when you are in this crisis in America, you do these steps and it helps them. Our question to you, right, and what we are talking to you is we saw Donald Trump when he was first in office crash what Barack Obama did, right? And then we saw him get into office and do none of the things that Barack Obama did to repair it, none of the things that Joe Biden did to provide a decent cushion. Heck, I will even give sometimes, a few times, George W., his evil malevolent behind, could do something. What Trump is doing is nothing. And you not being able to admit that is troubling.
Because George W. Bush, right, and he's never to be forgiven for the education system, right? But George W. Bush was not a smart man, but he surrounded himself with smart
people.
Yeah, he was not a smart man, but he surrounded himself with smart people. And so in many ways, he did far better than this buffoon who does nothing but fall asleep in meetings and shit on himself. We got somebody at the top that hasn't had an opportunity to speak at all. So Nathaniel, the floor is yours.
Good evening, everybody. Sorry, I'm eating popcorn. Yellow, how you doing? Jen, how you
Is
doing?
it flavored popcorn or is it just regular butter popcorn?
Well, this one is butter, believe it. I got it from my niece's fundraiser from Double Good, but the
No,
one I
so
had
you
before was
you gotta get the cheddar one from that one. That shit is amazing. And there's a caramel one that's out of.
yeah,
You
I got the
ordered the
caramel one
wrong one.
now.
You paid $30 for one bag of damn
No,
popcorn,
no,
and
I
you
got
ain't even
three.
get the
I
best
got
one.
three.
Okay, what's the other flavors?
I
Very
got
important stuff we're talking about
I'm
here.
I'm sorry to interrupt you. I'm killing this.
No,
Hello, Jen. Hello, Prairie. Hello, Sin. Jen.
Hello.
I want to be respectful. I got a caramel one from Double. I
that
got a
one is
caramel
good.
one, caramel DM. Let me go to my garbage. I just threw one away. Hold on real quick. Then I got me a white cheddar go getter.
That one is good too. Listen, my nephew sells that shit, and I'll be like, God damn, fucking $15 for a bag of popcorn, but that popcorn is lit.
It's hitting though. I was like,
It's
if she don't call me,
good.
I'm gonna kill this bag.
Yeah. All right, do you want to jump in on the political conversation, or do you want to bring us back to the prompts? And I'm okay with either one.
Okay, bet. I want to go back to the prompt, but I also want to do the political. I
So
want to do
start with
the.
the political.
I bet. Whoever voted for Trump obviously didn't have people's rights in mind. The people they wasn't thinking about, and let me get my words right. Egalitarian society. I think that's the right word.
That's the right word.
Okay, cool. People weren't really thinking about considering family members, elderly, veterans like myself, college students like myself, married people, people who want to get married, things like that. And I don't think people who care about the deep state knows enough about what is going on in society at the moment. Like people understand your health care is being taken away with Elon Musk becoming a trillionaire. That's going to be paid for by people's 401k through what Sim was saying earlier. People's 401k is being bought into that stock, that crypto, things like that. That needs to be regulated. That needs to be checked, things like that. And because there's an oligarchy forming or has already been formed, these policies and changes will only affect them in power. Yes, the far alt-right. Yes, Trump and his people, billionaires who are controlling, and the senators that get paid to do this stuff. So we see it. We see what's going on, the voting, stuff like that. We see who's in office. We see the bills being passed and who we voted for. Yes, the primaries are important. At the end of the day, it's important to know who we're voting for. And we just can't be talking about Trump did this because he's such a good person. He's not a good person at all. We know that. AJ, I hope you know that. Everybody on the panel knows that. But going back to the prompt, right? I kind of only wanted to address the top one. Are men capable of being independent men? I believe so. Not only because me being a millennial and seeing what the older generation has done, I definitely believe there's so many ways to be independent. You know, you can Google things, you can ask for help, libraries, you can work, you can, if you don't know something, you can find a way to learn it, trial and error analysis, things like that. You can do what you can to educate yourself, not only financially, but mentally, spiritually, emotionally, things like that, and also learn how to stand on your own 2 feet. I happen to be a man that has my own apartment, getting my college degree, work 2 jobs and things like that. I believe other men should be like that, or try to be, but majority of the men just cannot, right? I'm not going to speak for the populace, but I will say it's easier than ever to be independent. If women can do it, even in this country and other countries, more men can do it. 100%. You can Google what you want. You can ask for what you want. You can get a mentor. You can get elders in your family. Fuck, you can walk down the street at a college or library and pick up a book. Ask somebody who's done things that you were trying to do. And I think that's something we should stress a lot. Even with this political conversation, more men should be caught up on the state of affairs, knowing Trump is going to run us in the ground more. I don't think people understand that crude oil is important and other countries are buying it up. These bonds that America has sold off to other countries, like Iran, like China, like Japan, will bankrupt us if things will go even more south. If Trump keeps doing what he's doing, we're done for. So I do believe that more people should look up policies and politics of what's going on. I don't want to talk too long, so I'm trying to be quick. I do believe a lot of people should look up policies in the current state of affairs, because if we let things go on as it is, it's gonna crash. It takes more than just knowing who to vote for, knowing your primary on what street it's on, or what day of the week it's on, or voting every 6 months and things like that. It's knowing, okay, who's going to be in office for the right reasons. Are we going to these city council meetings? Are we going to these? Are we emailing in? Who's on a ballot? Things like that. So I'll land. Maybe I was talking too much, but I'll
No, you
land.
did good. You did good. It's this whole thing is just a mess. I'm gonna tell you right now. This is what I predict. In 20 years, all these motherfuckers is gonna deny they ever voted for Trump. Because what's going to end up happening to this country, y'all gonna be embarrassed to say that you did. You're not gonna be able to find these the MAGA signs are already fucking disappearing now, right? Communities that used to have MAGA all over the place, you don't even see that shit like that no more. All these people done took their fucking signs down, right? I had a patient. He used to come every single day, every single treatment. He came with his MAGA hat on. I think right after we attacked Iran, now I see he got veteran on here, and not MAGA no more. Y'all gonna be crawling into the fucking caves pretending it was never you, because he is absolutely driving this country to hell. And you know what else is gonna happen? Because for the longest time, and I know the American exceptionalism be making people think that it's not true, China and America vied for the #1 spot in this world, and he's just handing it over to China. He's just handing it over to them. You know why? Because countries that used to do business with us are now just doing business with China. They're like, fuck it. We don't even want to talk to y'all. Y'all tariff the shit out of everybody. Yeah, act fucking weird. You have somebody asleep at the wheel shitting in his pants, and we'd rather not talk to you. And every time you turn around, he's getting on the damn internet talking about I want to take Greenland or whatever it is, other fuck shit he's doing. So you causing drama and strife with Belgium for no reason. Who the fuck fucks with Belgium? Belgium is like the most inconspicuous, ain't bothering nobody kind of fucking country on the goddamn globe. And you just picking a fight with fucking Belgium. Belgium? Like, for real, where the waffles come from? That's where we're gonna go and fuck with for no goddamn reason? Have you ever had a Belgian waffle? Belgian waffles are delicious. We should be thanking the Belgian people all the fucking time. Belgium?
I heard there's this thing. I don't know. Prairie Jen, y'all think, and no, I think y'all know what I'm talking about. Sintu, you too, Yellow. Trump did his thing with Venezuela, and as much as I despise, Trump and his policies and how he is as a person, he played a master class. We needed oil, different places. It was too expensive because, tax and tariffs. So what he did was saying, they got oil in Venezuela, but he didn't claim it that way. He was like, weapons of mass destruction, things like that. Boom. Venezuela got it. Who else did that?
You can't prove it.
No.
On that oil.
Wait. Don't ruin it. Don't ruin it. Hold on. I'm about to Google it. I know. Listen, Prairie.
I was just gonna say but she's right though. All of the stuff that he was saying, the war and everything. We even sent troops in there, right? He sent troops in there, and did the whole little pseudo war type thing for no reason. And then he was like, "Oh yeah, we got the land and stuff like that, and we're gonna." I believe he said we're going to temporarily coincide with Venezuela for oil and like democracy and everything. Yep. He bullies smaller countries, like they said in the comments. And the whole thing was a play on words. The same thing when he was talking about Haiti, the same thing he was talking about other ethnicities and countries. Trump is a masterclass at using people's fear and age to get what he wants. And I feel like that's a thing that he's been doing. That's his same play. He'll use people of his generation, of his ethnicity, of his alt-right thinking to get what he wants. And it's absurd. It's crazy.
So I Googled it. So apparently there is a refinery in Mississippi that's able to use it. I Googled it real quick because I knew it as what you were about to say, that it's not usable. So I was like, nope, I'm about to bring it up on the big screen. And when I went to Google it, it said that there's a refinery in Mississippi that's actually refining it. So it might become usable. So that's
It's
the
not the use ability, it's the get ability. So it is the get ability. Every time, so here's the thing, here's what's happened. Every time you pull up, say like, let's go by the barrel load. That's how we count them. Every time they pull up a couple thousand barrels, they set that shit on fire. They set that shit on fire. So every time they have pulled up, let's say 2,000 barrel loads to get it loaded up, they set it on fire. So it's not about the usability. It's the get it ability. These people are like, fuck you. We don't want this. This is not what we thought you guys were going to come in and do. Yeah, we didn't want him, but we wanted you guys to help us get rid of him. We shouldn't have done that, but fuck it. But it's the get ability.
And Nathan, let me just ask you a question because you came in here, and if you don't mind, I don't want to derail the conversation, but you're right about getting better with policy, and if you don't know, learning. By the way, Canary, I have to say thank you for giving me a chance to talk. I think your channel is important and other political channels because it helps people level up. If they don't know something, having discussions, they learn something. So I appreciate you giving me a chance to join the panel and have a conversation about this.
Listen, it's nice for you to have joined, but I'm gonna tell you right now, I don't like to say hate, but whatever word it is that is slimly below that is how I feel about you people that have put us in the position that we're in. So I'm glad that you feel like you had a good time to have a conversation. I do not respect you. I do not thank you. There are people dying because of you, whether it be from ICE or it be from the lack of health care or the billions of people that have now come off of health care so that you could vote for Donald Trump after having seen that he was a damn con artist to begin with. All of the things that we're going through and the strifes that Americans are dealing with, it is at your hands and at the hands of the people like you. This is all y'all fault. So you have yourself the day that you deserve and get what you voted for. Y'all could go ahead.
I wanted to see this with AJ in the room because just allow me, right? Because there's something that a lot of people don't talk about. Trump is, and it's because I'm in Texas and maybe Sling can back this up. Trump is new money, and that's very important to this conversation, right? Like, old money is very nefarious, right? They're very nefarious people. They are also exploiting the people, right? But when we look at things in America, right? Like FDR, for some reason, we like to talk about him being like anti-capitalist. He really wasn't. And when we look at something like a George W. Bush, right? When people are surrounded by old money is super focused on stabilization, right? Like, they don't like when you rock the boat, change, do all of this. Like, no. They see what happens, right? Herbert Hoover, before he sent us to the Depression, was quote unquote new money, right? When we see the people that Trump is surrounding himself with, it is all with these people who want to test something new that is untested and is not aware of the consequences of what's going to happen. Right? He has surrounded himself with people who have amassed an obscene amount of wealth, and the things that we see that they are pushing, none of us know what's going to happen. And that is terrifying, right? We don't know how, we have never seen a trillionaire, and we do not know what it's going to look like when this massive AI bubble pops. Like, it is bigger than the housing crisis. It's bigger than what could possibly lead to the great, that is scary, right? When we talk about like the Democrats and the Republicans, it's worth noting that they are both supported by people who have an obscene amount of wealth. But it's very interesting to me when I see certain people with amount of wealth back another party and why they back them. Right? When we see the tastemakers of the world, when we see our bankers, when we see the people who are responsible in the room where it happened saying, we don't know what's about to happen, that is scary. That is terrifying. And a lot of y'all are these fake anarchists who are like, well, you trust Elon Musk, you trust all of these people with this amount of wealth, but the people who have seen what happens when you play like this are telling you it's about to be bad. And y'all don't want to pay attention to that. Y'all worship money, but then don't pay attention to money.
All right, I'm gonna do a showtime and let everybody get their closing thoughts, and I'm gonna wrap it up. It's 2:10 a.m. here in the East Coast. As tired, boss. So here, let me set it to 2 minutes. All right, and y'all could do your closings and stay safe in the TikTok streets wherever. You ain't gotta go home, but you're gonna have to get up out of here. Prairie, go ahead, honey.
Yeah, I want people, not the people on the panel. I feel like we've established that, we have brains in our fucking brain pans. Especially like I'm a vet, I'm a rancher, whatever. The things that affect me also affect other people. I want us to practice an empathy. I want us to practice an empathy. A lot of the base of what MAGA is, it was boomers who don't have any empathy for other people, who raised Gen Xers and millennials who don't have any empathy for other people, who are now raising these fucked up ass, 16 to 25-year-olds who don't have any empathy for other people. If you cared about anything outside of your four walls, everything that MAGA, and even hell, by an extension, the classical Republican Party is bad for our country. You don't even have to give me the rest of it. I'm about to go give Sam some head, and then I'm gonna go and boop bap around the TikTok streets.
Okay, honey, have a good time. Jen, if you're still awake, it's on you.
Yeah, I was supposed to be asleep, but I had too much tea today. But yeah, I would just tell people to pay attention to potential candidates in the midterm. I mean, in the primaries. Look up the information that's going to tell you about their policy, and stop picking people that don't have any freaking experience. I mean, let's be real. The last thing I'll say is that misogyny and racism is what won for Trump. There's no other reason this country should have voted for that crazy man. Unfortunately, we're all going through it because of him. And things aren't going to get better if we don't participate in the midterms. We got to vote. And we got to stop this division that's trying to take shape in terms of people wanting to separate Democrats from Democrats. I mean, let's be honest about it. If you're not in power, you have no power. That's what it boils down to. I'm okay with the socialist democratic people. I'm okay with progressive. I'm even okay with some moderates. I'm never going to be okay with MAGA or conservatives. I'm never going to be okay with any of those people. And they don't have any policy. So it's you vote for the people that's got some policy that's going to help, or you vote for the people who just want to demonize everybody except YT males. That's it.
All right, thank you.
Hi, y'all. I just want to say one thing. History doesn't repeat, but it is most certainly rhymes. I know that it's so easy for us to fall into this belief that everything is we are seeing things we have never seen before, and we are seeing in America a person exhibit unprecedented power. But I want us all to remember that if we lock down and we pay attention to each other, we have conversations with each other, we disagree with each other, and we sit here, we can build and protect each other just like our ancestors did before. And that's going to take us being able to deconstruct ourselves, deconstruct what we believe, what we have been taught, what we think is right. And once you do that, you realize that we have always been given the blueprint. We have been given the blueprint by the people who came before us. We have been given the blueprint on how to organize, what to organize around, and how to lead. And in this moment, when we see people, I agree with other Jen, right? We do see a lot of discourse between the DSA and the Democrats. But one thing I know for sure is that we have a common goal. And we need to be in rooms with each other and listen to each other and not fall into the propaganda and be divided. because what's coming at us, it's going to take all of us. It's going to take all of us doing the reading, doing the voting, doing the marching, doing the meetings, doing the organizing. And that's what we need to prioritize ourselves in.
All right. Thank you. Nathan, you closing us out.
Thank you so much, Yellow, for your time, attention.
I said Nathan, it's Nathaniel. Sorry about that. Go ahead.
No, you Gucci. Just Nate is better. It's funny because when I was a kid, I couldn't pronounce the TH sound, so I used to always say, and then Nate is better. But I get you. I'm gonna be quick. Thank you for letting me up here. I'm gonna speak from my heart. As a black man, we need to do better. I'm not just saying that for brownie points. I'm saying that because as a young millennial, I see where we're going. I see the division. I see where a lot of things are going. And forget other people around us, races and things like that. We got to be unified as much as we can, whether it's political, whether it's financially, whether it's mentally, things like that. When it comes to a lot of these situations, when it education systems, marital stuff, we have to be keeping abreast on a lot of this stuff to keep our head above water. You know, back in Scandal, the Olivia Pope's father was like, you got to be twice as good to get half of what they got. And definitely got to keep that same mentality going. Just like Prairie, I'm a vet myself, so I get benefits, things in a way, but I don't get all of it, right? I do my research, I do learn things like that, and I hope other people do the same. Because if you don't know anything about the history, you're bound to repeat it. And we don't have no time to waste. There's no more margin for error. A lot of people are dying senselessly or unaliving senselessly, and people are losing jobs left and right. And the government, nor much less the people are running the government, is not helping. You know what I mean? There are not going to be too many things that we can do in the future. So right now, if we keep this divide as black men, we definitely need to keep going and get into the polls, get into work, get into family, start setting up these structures where we can help now. Just like Prairie, I got somebody coming, so I'm gonna see y'all later.
All right.
Thank you so much.
Okay, so I'm wrapping it up for the night. So I'm going to wrap it up with announcements, if you guys are still in here, and things that I have upcoming. So tomorrow is Disney Deconstruction, 12 noon Eastern Standard Time. We'll be watching Sleeping Beauty and deconstructing the messaging inside of, every week it's a different Disney movie. But tomorrow, like I said, is Sleeping Beauty, and we'll be deconstructing the messaging that was given to children from that movie. I want to tell you, we've been doing this for like 5 weeks in a row on Sundays, and it's really been amazing to kind of like break down the hidden messages and things like that to little girls and to little boys. So we'll be doing that tomorrow, 12 noon. Monday, 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, I'm starting a new series on the Black massacres throughout Black American history. The first one that we're gonna do is the one that is what's it called? Oh my gosh, Memphis, Tennessee, right? In 1866. And I actually even have the court reports from that day there was like 170 witnesses that testified. And we're going to kind of talk about that. I've got a YouTube video for us to watch, and then also the breakdown from the actual court documents for us to look at. And then I'm going to be doing all of these massacres like over the next couple weeks. And then after that, we'll do sub-only decompression, because it's pretty rough watching it. I mean, like, the video isn't rough to watch. I'll be honest with you. The court documents were more triggering to read. Sen and I kind of started reading some of them tonight together on Discord. And then like I said, we'll do a sub-only live for decompression and conversation. So of course you can come for the education, and if you're sub, stay for the conversation, right? And then, of course, I'm going to continue doing the Let the Men Talks. I did one earlier. I guess at this point it's yesterday. Man, we had a great live today, or earlier today, or yesterday technically, and also day before. Pub came up on the live. We just really had a lot of fun. It was like a lot of fun conversation, and also, you know, we dug in some of these niggas' ass and all the other kind of stuff. That live is already posted on YouTube. We are streaming on YouTube every day now. So it's also easy to always catch the lives, because literally as soon as we're done, we go right on over. Somebody says, will your talks be on Discord? So my Discord is sub only. My Discord is sub only. Also, yes, the day before yesterday, we had a really good one too. So the last two lives, I mean, they were lit. Like today was lit. We had like 200 and something people in the room. It was a lot of fun. So anywho, I will see you guys out in the TikTok streets. If I wake up early enough, I'll do a Let the Men Talk, but if not, I'll definitely be on at 12 noon for Disney Decompression. All right, I'll see you guys. Bye.